In a world of remakes and remasters,
Are we playing for
what was once sacred and cool has now soured and become lame.
Red?
Gone are the days of Pons and Cowabunga. Now is the reign of slurp juice and dabs. Kids these days don't even know how bad they've got it. Now it's up to the best generation to rise to the occasion and make a show that dares to go where a lot of other nerdy shows have already gone quite a bit. That's right. They're going to talk about it a lot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is Best Gen, where nerds complain about nerdy things, and we call it Best Gen because all of us on the show are más o menos from the same gen, and we happen to think that it's the best of the gens because it is. Movies suck right now. Holy crap! And we're gonna talk about it. Our stuff was better. It was better in the good old days. Make movies great again. I'm launching the campaign Mama. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm in a weird mood. I'm not sick anymore for the first time since Rings of Power launched.
That's a win.
I'm just tired. I made the mistake of taking a nap today because I was cuddling with my little girl, and I fell asleep, woke up 45 minutes later, and didn't want to be alive. So, sometimes naps are a bad idea. It looks like I've been doing drugs because my eyes are bloodshot, and we're gonna pump through. It's okay. We're gonna get our second win. It's gonna get freaky, baby. You guys know what I'm like when I'm tired. We don't have a lot to talk about today, just Rings of Power, episode 7, the penultimate episode, because there's no Penguin this week, because it's happening right now during our show. So you had many choices for your entertainment tonight, and we're glad that you chose Spirit Airlines. I'm pissed off. I'm so upset. I spent so long making my Rings of Power videos, editing all day. I sat down on the couch Thursday night, and I was like, I need to treat myself, baby. I'm a watch me some Penguin, and it wasn't there.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, maybe it just comes out later, and I missed it. So I tuned back in on Friday, and it still wasn't there. And I was like, what's going on? I did some Googling and then promptly threw my phone across the room. So,
Yeah.
don't get to watch it till after the show. I'm very mad.
I did get around to watching episode 1, though. You were right. It is phenomenal.
It's
Right?
shockingly
Right?
good.
But same thing with the first Batman movie. I was or not the Batman movie. The that one was
The Joker
decent
movie?
too. Yeah, the Joker. I was like, how the heck is the Joker going to work without the Batman in it?
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah, and then you make a sequel to that one and make it a musical for some reason. And then you're asking the same question.
Yeah.
And some people
I asked the same question about the first one. I asked the same question about Penguin. It's been good, the first episode. Maybe this one's good too. I don't know.
Maybe
the
Joker's
only way
good?
I could see what?
Maybe Joker 2 is good. I have no idea. I probably won't catch it this week, but
yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't have any disposable income right now. The only way I could see the musical working is if it's all just like in his head.
Yeah,
And
but
they're
why? That
I
doesn't
don't
sound
know.
like a Joker movie to me.
You're right. It does honestly. It does sound more like Harley Quinn, something Harley Quinn would do.
Da, da,
But
da.
I don't know.
We
We'll
need
see.
we need Joker to do a little tap dance, a little. All I can think about is the scene from Young Frankenstein, right, where they're introducing Frankenstein's monster to the world,
vaudeville or
making
whatever,
him.
Broadway.
We're reformed. I'm the Joker, baby. Da, 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 da. I don't know. It's such a weird choice. I don't know how it's gonna work. We got Albelio on the stream again
Hello.
Hey,
because he keeps wanting to talk about Rings of
Things
Power,
that pissed me off.
Rings of Power is like an abusive ex. You know, you kind of, it's bad for you, and it's bad. It's not a good relationship, but there is something there where you just keep. I gotta keep talking about this. I gotta keep bringing this up. You know, and I know no one asked me about my ex, and no one wants to hear about how bad that relationship was. Okay, but I'm gonna keep bringing it up in conversation because I can't get it out of my head.
I feel like Rings of Power, especially after this episode, is very much not necessarily solely about the ex, but keeping an eye on that ex because you know she's going to abuse your boy.
Yeah. You can't just cut ties because then you're like, I don't know what she's doing. Okay, I did that once. Okay, I had a crazy stalker who was crazy. Boy, I could tell you stories about the stalker, and there's some funny stories. And I cut ties because I left the country to Mexico for 2 years and found out she started going after David.
Yep.
Jared, just give her cranberry babies already.
Yeah. No.
To this day, like
ended up
she
being roommate with my soon-to-be wife, and she tried to just ruin our relationship. I'm like, I am not into you. My brother wasn't into you. Give it a rest. It's like, holy crap.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was nuts.
She was nuts. We got Justin Hancock in the chat. All hail. He's a good guy. Mark Clark's just going to be watching the VODs because he bonked his noggin. So don't be better. Be better, Mark Clark. You can bonk your head. You can bonk your head with an email. You can stub your toe with a phone call. Be better, Mark Clark. Mark's our inaugural channel member, so we make fun of him a lot, and he makes fun of us probably more. If you want to become a channel member, it's just 99 cents, and you get access to emotes and early access to my videos. I feel like I've been providing a lot more value to my channel members recently, because I'll have an idea for a meme that gets copyright struck because I use music, and then I'll just upload that and just give that to the members. So, do you have anything to plug, Albelio, before we get into the thick of it? I don't know why. I don't even like that musical, but it's been on. It's like YouTube Shorts. People doing the Into the Woods.
No, just thank you for having me. I will get another episode out, but because of how bad they've been and how much of a train wreck this month has been for my family and I, it's just been a little hard to get things out. So
it is.
There will be a new one, but they're going to be longer and more detailed because my God, these things get worse.
I don't know why you do that to yourself.
Yep.
I do the same thing. It's sadism for you. We just got a new member, Wyland.
Right.
Became a channel member. Awesome. Oh, I always forget to mention the added benefit of becoming a member is look,
Dual citizenship.
It's dual citizenship. Okay, becoming a member of this channel. Have you ever heard of the term papal indulgences? Okay, it's like that, but for diversity. Okay, if you become a channel member, you can call yourself a Mexican, technically. Okay, I bequeath upon all my channel members my diversity shield, and guess what? You get immunity from criticism. Anytime anyone criticizes you, can say, you can't say that, you're racist, because I'm technically a Mexican. I've paid my indulgence. Thank you, Wyland.
You should just hand everybody, like, if you ever get a Patreon, you should just give everybody like a gift basket that's just like taco seasoning.
It's like, if you become it's like getting an N-word pass from me. Okay, don't
basically.
say don't do it. Okay, it's not the same thing. You just get to call yourself a Mexican.
Yeah.
You're invited to the quinceañera. That's a thing with getting invited to the cookout, right? There's a parallel here.
You should just make paper sombreros and just color them with crayons and send them out.
Yeah.
I should have like an official card I can hand people, right? You're invited to the quinceañera. That's a good idea.
It's a gift card with a sound box. You open it, it says "Olay, thank you," and then you can there's like directions to fold it up into a sombrero to wear.
Olay, gracias. Anyway,
Me justa.
Me justa. I've never heard it pronounced like that. That's wonderful.
That's really gross, man. I don't want to hear that ever again. There's I hate the way that British people pronounce Spanish food, like ingredients. I love there's a cooking YouTube channel. What are they? I completely spacing on their name there right now though. Sorted Food. They're hilarious, and anytime they say like jalapeno, I just die inside. So we got some news. Because I don't know why it's news, but Ghostbusters Answer the Call director Paul Feig is talking about why the movie he made was a box office bomb, and it's because of Trump supporters.
Wait, Answer the Call. They renamed it?
No, it always had that tagline, actually.
Yeah. This is
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was called
When?
Ghostbusters Answer the Call. It was really, really small.
Answer the Call was under Ghostbusters, like the entire way, really small. But yeah, that's always been the title since it was released.
Yeah. You're just used to it being
What?
called Ghostbusters 2016 because it's a dumb name.
Is like I am not playing this off. Is this real?
Yes.
Like I actually don't.
Is this your
remember
Is
this at all.
this your Berenstein Bears moment?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Shooting Harambe sent me into another parallel universe. What?
Yeah, no, it's called Ghostbusters Answer the Call. That's the name of the movie. But
Nobody
yeah,
calls it that. To be fair, nobody calls it that.
the backlash for the movie wasn't because it sucked. It was because the political climate of the time, and the only people criticizing the movie were Trump supporters. Like, he's kind of right, because like anyone criticizing the movie was smart.
But it also
So he kind of gets there.
Yeah. It also shows though that if you're pandering to that side of the aisle, they're not the ones that go see movies.
Yep.
Right? They're not.
Yep,
they're going to
yep.
cry and complain that you're not diverse enough, but they're not going to support it financially. Also because it sucked. Yeah.
Why
it's like-
8 years later though?
I don't, because everything's Trump's fault, man. I don't know.
Because Trump's becoming relevant again. That's why.
Speaking of Trump, though, did you guys see Zachary Levi just endorsed Trump?
No, really.
Yeah,
I
he
did see
was.
this.
he introduced him at a big thing.
That's awesome. I knew I always liked the guy for something.
And actually, what he said was really good. He was saying like I wanted to vote for Kennedy, but he bowed out and now is working for Trump, and I have a brain. He basically said my conscience won't allow me to vote for anyone else.
Wow.
Awesome.
Way to go.
Yeah, I've always wondered why he's not in more movies, and now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, people are having a totally normal reaction to this, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Twitter has been really, really gross to him in the last 24 hours.
I bet.
Calling him Hitler and he's a failed actor. We're like, even with, I mean, he's literally. Do you guys not remember blacklisting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do we not remember how that was a bad thing? Look, I don't like communists. Okay? I think the communism as an idea is evil. But I'm not going to put anyone who falls for... I'm not going to put you on a list. Okay? That was bad.
Well, now it's totally okay because it's different with a D.
Yeah. Anyway, I there's a whole bunch of examples, but I don't want to talk about any of them. I don't want to skip that one. That one's too political. Now we've been talking about Trump for too long. Guess what? We were lied to. The Acolyte didn't cost 180 million. It cost 230.
Oh,
Wasn't it already reportedly the most expensive Star Wars show at the $120 million?
At 180, yes.
180?
Hey, you can always
What?
Correct. Add another 50 million.
Where the hell did that budget go?
Well, you want to know what's funny? Is because the supporters of the show were like they all got their talking points, and for the last couple months it's been no 180. That's a lie. That's not how much the show actually cost. And they were right, baby.
Guess they were telling the truth to some degree.
Absolutely money laundering, 100%.
what were you going to say, Jared?
Oh well, I was just saying that you can always trust the tax documents, so they don't lie. So that's what you got to check every time, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Goodness. I would like to see a report just on how much Leslie Headland's wife made. That's all that I want. I just want that one statistic.
Apparently, Leslie already has a new show she's working on too.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I do not understand. I don't think if she has a new show from Star Wars, or Disney, I think it's going to get canceled because they do that with.
I don't think it's through Disney. I'll have to Google on a separate.
If it's not through Disney, then that makes sense. But there's no way. Disney, and especially Star Wars and Marvel, they've just been announcing new stuff all over the place and then just say, oh, just kidding. We don't like this director anymore.
I can't remember where I heard, but she was already working on a new thing. But I don't want to waste time looking for it. I'll live stream. So,
I don't care enough.
You want to get crazier, though. Apparently, announcing... this isn't Disney that did this, by the way. It was Forbes. Through a third party, they looked at tax returns and said, oh, wait, hey, the Acolyte cost more than you said it did.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess what the reaction has been to this news?
By Acolyte fans?
Yeah, you don't have to guess. I won't put you through that. Coverage of the Acolyte antagonistically skewing information and tone even after the body is cold just reinforces to me how badly we got shivved. Disney real mad that they're still getting bad press and fan backlash for canceling this show. They're desperate to turn the narrative. Desperate, renew the Acolyte, save the Acolyte. First off, this is not coming from Disney. They tried to bury this. And second off, if you think that this is good news, you're freaking nuts. This makes Disney look even more incompetent.
Yeah.
This makes them look bad. This is not something that they would say to save face. It makes them look like dum-dums.
Well, these people are so desperate they'll take any.
Oh, I know. It's classic projection. They're like, oh, they're so desperate. You're like, have you never looked in the mirror like once?
Yeah.
A lot of these people are the same ones that, like, do you remember that joke that if Trump came out in favor of air, people would
stop breathing?
And then they literally started doing that?
No, it wasn't the Onion. It wasn't the Onion. It was the cool
Babylon
ones.
Bee?
Babylon Bee. They were like in genius 4D chess move. Trump comes out in support of Biden, forcing leftists to vote for Trump. Right? It was like it was. I loved that one.
Yep.
So. That's all the news, and the rest are Rings of Power articles, which we can go through.
There was one more.
Yeah.
The Professor McGonagall, Maggie Smith died.
Yeah, she died
Friday.
Yeah.
So just a shout out there. I did see. I mean, there's lots of takes on everything. One, you're muted, Jared. One take that I saw was Hermione. Or what's her name?
I don't remember.
What the heck is her name? Hermione.
Emma Watson.
Oh,
yeah,
Watson.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah. She posted this thing like, oh, she was such a wonderful actress. There were a whole lot of male professors at Hogwarts, and she certainly stood out. I'm like, there's a lot of female.
There's a ton of them. The botany professor. Trelawney does divination.
Like the Quidditch person, right? There's Professor Umbridge. I'm like, that's 5 right there.
Yeah, I don't count Umbridge. That's not putting women in a good light.
Yeah, I was about to say that one, and I was like,
that's not the win you think it is, David.
No, she's.
No, what was the botany professor's name?
Sprout.
Sprout. There you go.
No.
Yeah. I can remember more women professors than male like there's Snape.
And Mooney was the other one I can think of.
Okay, but those don't count. The ones that are only there for 1 year don't count. You get sure you get Mad-Eye Moody, sure you get Lupin,
Lockhart, Lupin,
Lockhart. Those don't count. Okay,
right. The only consistent ones are
Snape,
Hagrid. And
Hagrid's not even a professor until like the 10th book.
Sure, but he's
a groundskeeper.
And then there's the Leviosa guy.
Yeah, which is Finch.
The Leviosa guy.
The little short guy. Finch. Professor Finch.
Professor Finch, yeah.
Why is he the Leviosa guy?
Because he's the one that does the Leviosa. He's teaching him how to levitate.
That spell.
He's the one that teaches him that spell? All I remember is Hermione in that scene.
The incantations teacher.
No, that's the one where Ron blows up the feather in his face.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, I see. I don't remember the teacher from that scene at all. I just remember Hermione.
No, it's
Hermione. It's a Leviosa.
Yeah, it's Warwick Davis, I think.
Oh, right? Warwick Davis. Right, that's a man. Well, half of one. So
depending on how you count them, there's more female.
I love Warwick Davis. Okay, he got friggin' shafted in the Willow show. So,
he got the short end of the stick on that one.
Yeah, like there aren't any other. They're mostly female.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, the point of that Charles guy,
Maggie Smith, but Hermione Granger had a bad take.
A bunch of nerds in the oh yeah, you're in the wrong chat, bud. The hot red. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, from Hogwarts Legacy. Okay.
Yeah, the one with the platform game attached to her chest.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we pull up the episode then?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So before we get into this, I think this is another episode that the shills are going to be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's this big battle and it was so cool. But oh my gosh, if you analyze,
I was looking forward to this episode.
Holy crap, it is a mess. It is incoherent. It doesn't make sense. The tactics don't work. They would not work in real life. So many issues. The one thing I think they did decent in this episode was completely wrong. And that was Celebrimbor's descent into madness. I thought that part was shown really well in this episode. Unfortunately, it's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. The guy playing Celebrimbor is doing a great job.
I agree
for what he's given, in spite of it completely shattering lore.
Exactly.
I hate what they're making him do, but he's doing it well.
Right. That's the only good thing I have to say about this episode.
They all suck.
Oh, right. I did say your daughter looked like Warwick. Only when she was wrinkly and brand new.
only when she was gross.
Yeah. When she was, she did look like Warwick Davis, and I showed her picture to many people, and they're like, oh, yeah, she looks like Willow. Okay.
Just imagine you're just standing there with the curled up wand trying to fix her.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this.
Everyone got that grandma
Willow,
tongue.
keep trying, Willow.
We're
idiot.
They almost named that kid Laura too after the show, and I was like, oh, man, you should have done it.
Yeah, we almost named her Elora, but we named her Laura instead, and then she ended up looking like Warwick Davis. Anyway,
if there was ever a case for I was born in the wrong body, it's your daughter. Okay, so.
You hear her laughing in the back?
Jacob looked like Willow? No, I disagree. Anyway,
well,
no one cares. No one cares about your kids.
Folded over ears. He looked like an elf or a Vulcan or something.
I had a point, and you started talking about your kids.
Sorry. Celebrimbor.
Anyway, so
Willow.
Yeah,
Warwick Davis.
We got Rings of Power. Let's just get into it. It's so happy and so nice, and then he's got this mithril that's just goop. It's just goop, right? It's just Sauron goop.
Apparently, yep.
And why? Even the mithril in the show is gay.
No, it's his blood, though. It's Sauron's blood.
But it's in this like tumbler, his cup, and he scoops it up with like a spoon. Why are we handling mithril with a spoon?
You're right. That's
I don't like it.
Especially as like a smelter, I'm sure there's a different tool for that. As a smith,
yeah. It should be some other little scoop, but that's literally
like at least a ladle, right? It's just it's a teaspoon. He's adding a spoon of sugar to the rings. Okay,
yeah, that's a good point. I never even saw that.
Yes, I guess I could pull that up now, but I'll pull it up later.
I'm more curious about why the hell this whole shot right here is entirely CG.
It is, and most of the show is like that too. You're like
I don't understand. This isn't a bloom effect like the Rivendell in Fellowship. This is just
you didn't have to do this. You could have done this practically, and it's just CGI. Yeah. And yes, Articus. I was going to bring this up later, but we might as well get into it now. They completely changed the city of Eregion between seasons. It's just a
Wow.
lakeside town
Wow.
in season 1, and they're like, oh wait, there's going to be a battle there. Build the wall. Make Eregion great again, guys. Evening nerds,
Towers were even in the.
Mr. Kaholic, glad to see you again. I would love your commentary always. Yeah.
Did the Amish march west? Where'd the wall come from?
I don't know.
I bet I know.
The lake. I mean, the river. The whatever we needed to be at the time.
Thank you, Jared.
Jared.
I bet I know exactly where this
You're
came
talking
from.
about Jericho? Is that what I'm like? What are you talking about, man? They marched around the city the wrong way, and it grew a wall instead of what? Is that it? I don't know what you're referencing.
He was just trying to do a Trump impression, is all, guys.
Oh, okay.
The wall.
I bet I know where it came from.
Anyway, so that's that. Now we can get back into this. Okay. So yeah, they're spooning out little Mithril. It's why is he wearing gloves for this?
Because it's goop.
He's goop. So he's making the rings. Okay, we can skip through this. Skip. We got the little thing that cuts things, and he's
I despise this shot here
yeah
because nobody, absolutely nobody in their right mind would take toothed pliers and handle metal. There's no leather in between to prevent crushing or
Those are
shaping.
Yeah. They don't know how to make rings in the show about rings. And it gets that it magically connects too.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it. Yay, whatever. So I called it. The rings are going to be made off screen. He was going to be mostly done with the 9 between episodes, right? Even though it's been
12 hours.
Yeah, it's been a night.
No, he says it's been weeks. Like, he literally is like, I've been up here for weeks.
Later on,
wasn't
he
it like
says
2 weeks to do the 3. No, the 7. It took 2 weeks, right?
yes.
Which set of rings? It was 2 weeks. I remember that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but
and
in this episode, he says,
tried
I've been
numbers well.
in this episode, Sauron comes up and Celebrimbor says, I've been working on these for weeks.
Yeah. And he says, I'm going to need a few more days. And Anatar's just like, okay, cool. Get him done.
But so they've been sieging Eregion for a week.
Yeah, either that or Celebrimbor thinks it's been a week and he's just going crazy. But
It
either way,
doesn't.
it's stupid.
It doesn't make sense. There's no justification. It's just stupid writers not paying attention to their own show.
Yeah.
They built a wall out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, now we have to side with the mostly peaceful riot outside the walls because obviously walls are racist.
Yeah.
Forgot to download the subtitle file for this episode, but yeah. So he's made his rings. Blah blah blah. I don't remember this hammer having a leather casing. Do you?
Nope.
But it's got a little leather cover, and it's missing a jewel, and
then all of a sudden it's not missing a jewel.
I
Whoop-de freaking do.
right. But this is a plot point later because this is why he realizes he's in a time loop, is because the jewel was missing. But if Sauron is like, hey, takes an hour of real life and just repeats it indefinitely, why would that change the number of jewels on his hammer?
Because apparently one got displaced while he was hammering or something, and then all of a sudden it's back because it reset. I don't know.
Oh, it falls off
supposedly-
during the work.
That's the only thing I could think. Yeah.
Okay.
a supposed imperfection in the illusion created by Sauron.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what a useless looking hammer. Yeah, it was fine before it had the letter. I don't know why they have has a leather case. Or
Yeah, they completely changed.
Yeah, wait a minute. He's supposed to be using this thing. Why is there a case on the hammer?
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. I don't think the show knows either. Let me see if I can download these real quick.
Yeah, the only reason I could think it has leather on it is if it was storing that way. But
Yeah, that's what
I
I
don't
was.
know. I don't even know how you'd get it on and off. The way that it's constructed there.
Well, it would probably wrap around and button, so you just pull the side down and.
Yeah, because obviously, and this is really dumb too, because the reason he notices the gem missing is because it's on the other side. There's another one,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's like, wait. So you forgot to mirror flip the hammer in your head?
I don't know.
Well, I think because doesn't he see the mouse before this? So he sees the mouse, and then I think that triggers him, and he's like, "Oh wait, something off." And then that's when he's like starts to see this true state of things. And then because Sauron comes in right after this, so he flips it over, and then Sauron comes in, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, it is there because Sauron put the spell back on him."
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how at least I read it.
Yeah. That could be. I don't care to analyze that bit any further, though. It's stupid either way.
It's very dumb.
Yeah. So you'd think though that when Celebrimbor comes in when Anatar comes in and Celebrimbor's like, I'm just gonna work for 2 more days, you'd think Anatar would be like, no, I need them today. Like, get them done.
Well, Sauron's plan doesn't make any sense.
Right. He's under pressure because it's under siege, but he's the one that told them to
his
attack in the
fault.
first place.
Right. I genuinely do not understand why it's such a dumb choice.
Yeah.
And the more I rack my brain trying to figure out why they would make the choice, the only answer is because they just don't think about these kind of things. The writers are so dumb, they don't think about consequences. They want to show, hey, Sauron is conniving, he's smart and menacing, and he's got a plan the whole time, right? And then they forget that in episode 1 they turn him into a goo for 1,000 years, so he hasn't been making any plans.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, so we want to show he's the one that gets the city attacked, except there's absolutely no reason for him to want the city to be he should lead the orcs away from the city so that he has as much time as possible to manipulate Celebrimbor into making his rings, because and it's established Sauron can't do it by himself for some reason, even though he's supposed to be the one bringing this technology to the elves.
Yep.
I mean, and it's like he's the one that's got to forge this ring later. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't expect him to be able to do that later, honestly, based off of what I'm seeing with this.
No, they've showed he can't.
You're right. That's a good point. Unless the only other explanation is he could have done it the whole time, but he wanted Celebrimbor to do it, but then that doesn't make sense because he could have done it himself. Why did he need Celebrimbor?
Yeah, who's ready for the Adar reveal? Well, 100% Adar is Celeborn.
Yeah, I think
It's
they're
absolutely going to happen.
going that route.
And he just watched his wife make out with his son-in-law.
Yeah.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Incest is the best. I got pages of these.
Elrond marries Galadriel's daughter. So, we got that to look forward to. That's going to be a fun conversation at around the dinner table at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Remember that time I kissed your mom? Anyway.
I swear it wasn't romantic. It was just a slipper this.
Elron's aunt has got it going on.
David, have you been on? You're not on Twitter, are you?
Nope.
How do you know this?
How do I know what?
How do you know the talking points, David?
Because it happened in the episode?
No. How do you know the talking points?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What'd they say?
It was a chaste kiss. How are you saying exactly what they're saying on Twitter, David?
Because I know the ridiculous crap that they would say.
This is your account,
okay.
isn't it?
This was the sexiest kiss I've ever seen on screen. Like, she was moaning and that is a chaste kiss. Are you kidding me? And we get it was a distraction to put the thing. Look, see, he's putting it in her hand. Oh, he's putting something in her. But like he could have just gone in for a hug.
Yeah.
And be like, or they could do the forehead touching thing. Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna die. Hold her hand and put the thing in her hand.
I didn't even see that he passed something in her hand. I thought he passed it mouth to mouth. That's why he kissed her. I literally
like
thought
chewing
they were
the gum in Yes Man.
Yeah.
Was I chewing gum earlier?
Mouth to mouth. Isn't there some? I don't know. I was trying to. That's Two of Hearts. That's a different thing. Here we go. I found some subtitles to download. Anyway, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it was definitely a romantic kiss. Like, you don't put your foreheads together and stare into each other's eyes
skip.
and do a slow kiss like that if it's not romantic, right?
Well, and that whole meeting to begin with was dumb. Literally, it's like,
Right.
okay, you're about to
we'll get there.
horses.
We will get there.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I think it's dumb because, like, it's like, okay, we're gonna stop our siege. We're gonna stop our charge, just so that we can go talk in this tent. Oh, okay, we're done. Okay, now I'll go slaughter all your orcs. Like,
Yeah.
so
Give up
dumb.
our advantage. That they were in full frontal assault with the cavalry.
that's how David likes it.
They could have
Are you
just
talking
come
about the show or
slaughtered
my
him.
eyes?
Yeah.
Isn't all assault full frontal? Isn't that? Never mind. That was a bad joke. Oh man, you guys
Yeah.
are on fire with
Not
these
a
comments.
mini.
I can't even keep
That
up
part
with them.
pissed me off.
Yeah, it was too dumb. It's too broad. I know. We need our critique needs to be honed in a little bit here. Yeah, no,
We'll get
seriously,
to it.
like, what a good excuse, right? If you can pass that kiss off as chaste, I mean, just the ultimate gaslighting, right? Like, you are gaslighting champion. You're gonna win every fight with your girlfriend. Like, good on you, man. But we are not even to that scene yet, okay? We get Sauron is a cool guys don't look at explosions, right?
Oh, that had to have been past the scene because literally they were already talking, and that wouldn't have happened until after he charged them.
Sorry, what?
No,
What scene were you guys talking about?
Oh, sorry. We haven't even gotten into the show, so we skipped ahead
We're
just
not
talking
doing
about the kiss.
chronological order.
We
Oh,
skipped-
I see. Okay, so we
We skipped ahead because David made a joke.
Here.
We had to talk about the kiss.
Okay. Sorry,
Kiss,
my bad.
Kiss. Big
Yeah.
kiss, little kiss.
I just hope that after the kiss they don't bang bang.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. I love that movie. Okay.
Yeah, let's keep going sequentially with this thing because we're jumping all over the place.
Yeah, David.
Sorry.
Get
Got
the incest off your mind.
That feels like it should be a song.
I'm not the first one that brought that up. I brought up the excuse, and then we jumped ahead to the tweet.
So is that how you got the X off of you?
Hold on. I'm trying to match up the subtitles real quick. I should have prepared this. What's the first line in the show?
It's not working.
Yeah, so Celebrimbor finds out that the mouse is on loop, probably because it's trying to sell gold in WoW. And then you got the hammer, which for some reason is wrong. And I don't understand why. I get that writers are only so smart, and therefore the characters can only be so smart.
Yeah.
But holy hell, like, Sauron screwed this one up. You're telling me Sauron decided to put a mouse that has never been in the forge, and then on top of that, also forgot to put the Goron's ruby in the back of Feanor's hammer. How did you screw this up?
I don't
It's
know.
really dumb. Really dumb. Okay, I got the subtitles.
I mean, I will say, I think it's kind of interesting to see how Sauron can, like, show these illusions and mess with people's minds.
Sure.
But I don't know how factual that is to the lore. Unfortunately, I don't know.
Really?
I haven't read the Silmarillion or anything.
It is when Sauron can enter your mind and make you see things. Yeah.
Yeah, so I figured that could be definitely true. So it's kind of cool how they are showing that.
What
There's
powers he
other
doesn't
things.
have? He doesn't have telekinesis or mind control.
Yeah,
Which is
I was
why
going to
he
say,
needed the
I was
rings.
going to get to that later for sure.
Yeah.
But we gotta. We'll get to that. Okay. Sorry, there's so many comments. You guys are great.
I agree. Gilgalad looks in.
The comments are jumping ahead too. Yeah, Gilgalad just looks like a LARPing. Yeah. Okay. I'm caught up. Sorry. This is unprofessional of me. The mouse is on loop, right? Okay, I'm showing the screen. I'm not good at multitasking, guys. He sees himself in the mirror. He sees the missing jewel and the mouse, and he sees himself in the mirror. Okay, now we can get into this. Does he find out in this opening scene that Sauron's a baddie?
I think he starts to realize that he's supposed to be Celebrimbor from the books and not the show in this moment.
I think it's when he comes back the second time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not this particular instance where he calls it out and says, hey, you're in.
Oh yeah, it's in this scene where he says, "I've been doing this for an entire week, and orcs have been throwing rocks and giant boulders at my city for an entire week, and apparently none of them have disturbed my workshop. Except later we'll see that some of them have, which creates another plot hole that we'll get into in a bit."
Right? And part of it, too, is I'm like, you have windows. How have you not, gone out and...
He has. It showed him outside.
It's
it
true.
showed him-
I was just thinking that, too. Maybe
See?
it was...
Yeah,
Yeah.
showed him sipping tea, and he sees
It's in his mind.
Region all nice and peaceful.
You're right.
Okay.
You imagine some elf looking up at him being like, dude,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah. Man. Okay, so he talks to him. He said, "I need to work for 2 more days,
A few more days. Yeah.
another few days." And instead of saying, "No, I need them right now," he says, "Okay, well, finish them, please," and walks off.
Yeah, take
Yep.
your time. Hurry up.
That's the scene. And then, cool guys don't look at
Slow-mo
explosions.
explosions.
That was a great SNL sketch, man.
That was. So then he has this ridiculous conversation with the elves
But man,
that I need to ask you a question about, bro.
yeah.
Because
Just time.
what something happened? Okay, there we go. So
What orders from Celebimbo? Yeah.
So not Galadriel lookalike comes up,
Okay.
talks to Celebrimbor, right? And or needs to talk to Celebrimbor, and Anatar says, "No, Celebrimbor does not permit a counterattack." What purpose does he have for saying that? Why can't he just say, Celebrimbor has put me in charge, and we're going to do a counterattack?
I don't know.
It's nonsensical, right? But then,
Well, it's because they know later on, they know where the script is going.
Right.
Celebrimbor's going to escape, and so he needs them to mistrust him, even though
Exactly.
there's no way for him to know that his plan's not working.
Okay, but
yet.
here's the thing, and this is why I need to ask you this question as someone who has read the Silmarillion.
Sure.
Celebrimbor is just a master smith and artisan, right?
Yes.
Basically.
Is he a military leader?
Not
is-
really. No.
Is he the mayor of the city or
I don't
anything
even
like that?
I would have to double check. I don't think he was
Why
the
the hell
Lord
are
of
they
the City,
going
was
to
he?
him for decisions about fighting back? Like, it doesn't make any freaking sense.
Celebrimbor is the leader of Eregion because
Yeah, okay.
somehow like Galadriel leaves and is not in charge there because he ultimately built the city and whatnot. But I don't remember all of the details about the fall of Eregion because Eregion is supposed to get wiped out in order for Sauron to retrieve the rings. But that's long after the rings were made and lost, so he has to wipe out the place to get them. So the outcome of this battle is already known, which is part of what makes everything even dumber.
Right.
True.
Like Celebrimbor is basically responsible for saving Middle Earth. Like he was suspicious of Anatar the whole time. Anatar's presenting the elves with these gifts, showing them how to make rings, but he's tainted them, right? He's got a little back door in there. And Celebrimbor takes the technology, takes the idea, and makes the 3 rings in secret. And then Sauron goes off after he's made a whole bunch of these, forges the 1 ring and puts it on, which is supposed to activate the back door that he's coded into the rings and take over everyone's minds. But because Celebrimbor made the 3 rings in secret, they were able to see his intentions. And every elf wearing a ring felt Sauron trying, when he put on the 1 ring, felt him trying to take over, and they pulled him off. They're like, this is not good.
Gilgalad, Galadriel, and
Yes.
what's his nuts with the beard.
If Celebrimbor had not made the 3 rings in secret, they would all be screwed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh man, my plan didn't work. I need to go get my rings back. Wages war against Eregion, recovers some of them, gives 7 to dwarves, 9 to men. Which is why it's so stupid that I need to make the 9 for men. Rings for men. Yes.
Yep.
And Celebrimbor in Galadriel's vision is quoting the poem written about the rings, probably 100 years before it was written. You know, it's ridiculous.
It's close to a millennia almost.
Yeah, all
Because
of the rings. Yeah, all of the rings were intended for elves.
Yeah, because
Celebrimbor saved the day. Backup plan. Okay, I'm going to give it to the dwarves and some to humans. And then later, much later, a poet came on and said, "Oh, I'm gonna." And they heard his words when he put it on, "Wandering to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them." Took that phrase and then wrote a whole poem around it. Oh, there's 3 to this, and 6, 7 to this, and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole because on top of all of this, like Anatar was supposed to have been in. He's supposed to end up going to Numenor, and Numenor sinks then.
Yeah, that's later.
And that's like
That'll be season 3 if they get it.
if they get it, yeah. It's like everything is way out of whack because he's supposed to be in charge of Mordor, not Adar. Like he's supposed to be leading a siege himself to get his rings back. Like none of this is even remotely accurate.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense that he would want to siege the city.
Yep. Just complicates things for him. That's a good point. She's really short. Yep.
Yeah. That's not what's important to the showrunners. It's about diversity and inclusion. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna disobey him, or just say, "Hey, Celebrimbor gave me the orders. He's busy doing something. He's busy send in orders, and I don't know, whatever.
Yep. It would
But
still have
they
the
already
same
know where the
effect
script is
writing.
going, so it's just an example of them writing these things backwards.
Yep.
Also, we're supposed to believe that that Anatar as a character has been here for like a month, not even. And these elves who have known Celebrimbor for centuries, if not millennia,
Don't
are
send
just
like a single person upstairs to verify.
exactly.
Like there's a chain of command, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, you know how it's a plot point in House of the Dragon. Well, actually, it wasn't in the show. It's a plot point in the books. When the king dies, when Viserys dies, they keep it a secret for like 2 weeks
Oh, really?
because they're like, we need to get the blacks don't know about it yet. We need to get all of our ducks in a row to make sure that we get power. And so they lock up all of the servants and do right. And then people are like, hey, I need to speak to the king. Oh, you can't speak to the king. And people start getting suspicious. So eventually they're like, okay, we need to announce that the king's dead. Okay. But you can't just sequester a king and say, hey, I need to go speak to the king. He's definitely still alive up there. But he's also told me that no one is allowed to look at him.
Yeah.
The captain of the guard is going to go in and say, King, is these your orders? Okay, I will stand guard then. I'm not going to trust this guy we've known for a month, who has no authority.
Yeah.
Like Celebrimbor is the only one who knows that he was sent by the Valar, right? Which was a lie. I get it, right? He hasn't told everyone else he's sent from God. Just Celebrimbor.
Yeah.
He has no authority here.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Again, it's another thing that the audience knows that because we've seen that, but the characters in the show haven't. And it happens more and more in this episode too.
Well, everyone in the show knows everything that the audience knows at all times.
Yep.
So,
yeah. So now we get the first, you would think the only, but the first ripoff of the Helm's Deep. Look to the east. Gandalf showing up to the rescue shot.
well, see that's the point. None of them know that he's a Maya. You know, well, I guess technically he is, but a fallen one. So
Yeah, most elves don't know any of the Maiar because most of the Maiar either transformed into something like a Balrog or returned back to the halls of Mandos.
Yep.
Like, there's not really much for the elves to like. Even by this point in the timeline, the elves are basically the eldest things in Middle Earth.
Yep.
Yep.
Sorry, David, did you ask a question?
No, I was just saying right after this is when we get the first ripoff of Helm's Deep.
What is it? Celebrimbor's mind is gone. We are not alone. Wait.
I hate how much
We are
all of
alone.
these elves just go with what Anatar has to say without
it's
any
silly.
question.
We get a
Look
rip off of the Lord of the Rings dialogue. You have a chance to prove your qualities.
I'm just glad he didn't spray paint her with silver paint.
I'll see that you are duly rewarded.
What's interesting too about this part is that like now you can clearly hear him name drop her name, right? And so it's like, now it's important that I know your name. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
He forgot my name. What's my name? Okay, the siege engines have gone silent. That's okay. That's not how siege engines work.
Remember that idiot that went to Ukraine and he's just like, hold on, they usually fire in pairs, and then like 5 missiles shoot through, and he's like, crap. Like, that's what this line reminded me of, because he's just an idiot. It's like they've gone silent.
Yeah,
They're
Celebrimbor's
trebuchets. They don't make noise.
yeah, Celebrimbor's the only one who said who Anatar told he was a Meyer. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, that Anatar only told Celebrimbor about his fake status,
Right.
Everyone else just thinks he's there to help. Yeah, the siege engines go quiet. Like, trebuchets don't make noise. So I guess maybe it's they're not throwing rocks anymore. So
Yeah.
get to safety because they're gonna hit the mountain instead.
This was
I
so
say-
stupid. I thought they were going to hit the bridge or something. But yeah,
Put
anyway.
your stinking backs.
Right, and wouldn't this
I forgot
probably
that
be
that's
something that you do first? It's like,
yeah.
okay,
They've
Right,
been throwing.
yeah.
No, they've been doing this for a week. Okay.
yeah,
and then they say, "Oh, okay, let's dam the river, let the waters flow." They're doing the opposite of that. See, this is because this is a prequel.
Everything's got to be reversed.
Well, yeah, the river wasn't dammed yet, so they have to dam the river so that the Ents can undam the river
Damn
In
you,
a-
river!
in a later episode. Okay. Prepare for a ground assault. But how can they get across the river? Because we're dumb. Also, I love this. See if I can get this still.
Don't you love how the
Oh, I think I know what you're going to point out.
This is my
All the-
favorite bit.
I was laughing right there. Right there. Yeah, right there. Freaking hilarious.
This rock.
It's a tiny little boulder between them.
don't you love the chain reaction that this
The fact
causes?
that this rock, all they had to do was just wait another week. This rock would have fallen by itself.
Right?
Oh, and a rock just happens to hit the supporting rock. Like, oh no.
It's
Yeah, I was laughing hysterically at that.
I will say,
Gotta say, though, the elf armor looks pretty cool. Like,
it makes them all look pregnant. What are you talking about?
yeah, I mean,
It's really bad armor, man.
Yeah.
it's cool looking, like the leaves
the-
and everything. I
The
think
way
it's-
they've
decorations on
textured
it-
it's good.
the texture is cool, but the overall shape of it, not so great. I do like the pauldrons.
yeah, maybe,
Anakar's
maybe.
stupid plastic leaves look ridiculous.
I appreciate the copper tone, but they're not uniform. They're not
Yeah.
consistent because none of these guys are in shape.
They're going for, the oxidized copper. It's not called oxidized, whatever.
Yeah.
it is.
No,
It is
Copper
awesome.
or whatever.
It's also it's
Um,
not a look that elves would go for, right? Like they're pristine and shiny. Like
Well,
they're
yeah,
not
but,
they're
I
not
mean,
going to
they're-
have these weathered
they're in a-
armor.
It looks cool. Though.
Most likely, yeah. But also, it's not consistent. Like this guy on the left in the front, his probably looks the most accurate. The guys in the back, the green is way too dark. That does
Yeah.
not look correct.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's still pretty cool. I was stand by that. I think it's cool.
I do like the decorations, but I agree.
It's a great,
The
I think
overall
they're
great-
trying to keep the green in because it's like, the greenery, the plants, like they like the natural look. But
it's a great comparison. The white, it's
I agree. I like this comment.
the Roadrunner.
Yep.
It's so bad.
These are Nurgle elves. They're heretic. Yeah, it is. It's kind of like Nurgles. That is a Warhammer 40K reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't hate the paint job. I hate the paint job on elves, right? That's not how I see elves.
Yeah.
It also
Yeah.
does not help that this entire scene is as gray as the quarter in Windhelm.
Also, not a whole lot of rocks fall. It's that rock
That
Is
rock
enough-
knocks a couple other rocks.
to dam the river.
Yeah.
Well, no, and then right after
There's a bunch
whole
more
side
that fall
comes in.
afterwards.
By the
Yeah.
way, real convenient that one rock happens to launch that high and that far
Right?
and hits the top of the mountain But when you look at that wide shot where the rock is actually falling over, and you look down at a Region, you're like, how is it? These trebuchet barely reach across the river, and then Superman just Tom Brady's this rock into the side of a mountain, and it just so happens to work.
Right. And that's the thing is like usually. I mean, how do you know that throwing rocks at the side of a cliff are going to break them off and dam the river? Wouldn't you want to, like, I don't know, place explosives?
Exactly.
Or
that's what I was going to say. There's a way they could have done it to make it work. They could have put a whole bunch of explosives in those rocks so they all blow and dam the river.
There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that those are going to hit and dam the river. Like,
also, even if it works, it wouldn't work. Because there's a mountain on one side and flat land on the other. This would temporarily divert the river for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then it would go up and around it. Like,
exactly. Even if it was, I mean, it is.
Even if it was two cliffs,
it would
and
still
it gets dammed, then the water would raise and then go over the end of the cliff in about an hour.
Absolutely. Yep.
You have to have a wide place behind the dam to make it.
Well, and you'll notice too with dams, they're constantly letting water out too. So like they let the water and they open up the floodgates so that the water goes out of it and it doesn't get too high. And
you still have rivers on the other side of dams.
Yeah.
And I was really scared that they were gonna like walk through on dry land like Moses.
Yeah,
but
I was waiting for that too.
But they did show it was muddy. Somehow they got a siege engine through that mud, but at least they showed that it was muddy.
I know we'll get to it. Speaking of mud, but isn't it really convenient how the bottom of that river is totally solid and no one's slipping and sliding?
Yeah, there's one
running river.
There's one shot where they show that it's muddy, and then they kind of just ignore it for the rest of the day. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we compared it last week to showing the orcs at Helm's Deep just being completely unfazed, knowing that they're going to die. And
and all the elves here are freaking out.
I hate it. I hate this show. Okay, so more rocks fall, sure, but still, it's kind of flat on the other side. It's just going to go around for a bit. Prepare for a ground assault. And
and he's hoofed it this entire way,
and is somehow teleported past the armies because that's like right where they are.
Well, it showed him before. It showed him before when he was helping Galadriel. Oh no!
That happens later.
That's after, huh?
It's later, baby.
Yeah,
that's so dumb. That's so dumb.
Yeah, they teleport back from the city and then past the army and then back several times. It's ridiculous.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, baby. Don't. Yes, yeah. It was stupid. Okay, we get recursion mouse. Region is under siege.
Hey, I am glad though we didn't have to see anything from the Harfords this time, so that was good.
Yeah,
thank God.
Except the dwarf plot just pissed me off. Okay, so,
yeah, that was dumb. Oh, that was so dumb.
Region's under siege, so we're gonna use it to make mithril armor and make a whole bunch of money. So this guy's like, "Oh, I don't like that. I hate these axes. They look so freaking silly. They're cosplay axes, clearly made out of rubber. The handles are way too thick.
Yep.
I hate them. And Disa looks ridiculous and not menacing in any way.
Yeah,
they show up
with their legs showing up. It's like, come on, girl.
Right, and it's just two of them. And this guy mentions two. That they haven't been able to get past these guys for weeks.
Yeah,
for weeks.
Well, like,
there's only one there's only one entrance to a mountain where they can dig. Doesn't make sense. They haven't been able to get past two people because apparently they're really scared of bats.
Yeah.
And
I really hate.
I mean, honestly, I'm scared of Disa too. So I kind of get it.
I really hate that we're supposed to pretend that she's a 10 and not 10 tons. because that's why they're showing the damn leg.
Yep.
It's like you're not
100% why she's showing leg all the time.
Yeah. What's the famous Peterson line? Sorry, not beautiful.
That was pretty good.
That was a good impression. Yeah,
That's a good one. We stand with you. Put down your axes. No, keep your axes because you're gonna have to hold the line. Right? This axe.
Oh, hold on.
This
I just
axe
realized something.
makes me so angry.
yeah.
Go back for like a second, real quick. So that shot, she's shorter than he is. But if you go back, one more where she's pretending to be sexy.
She's standing.
Look. Like they've got her
You're right.
in a way that she's bigger and more menacing than he is, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the heck?
I'm sorry. How you're? Am I really supposed to be convinced that he fell in love with this forklift?
No. Okay, so the king. So they have like 6 more people on their team now, right? Okay, maybe 10.
Well,
maybe 10 more people on their team.
Sure.
And they're all scared of bats.
Okay. And they're saying the king has gone crazy and we need to go help the elves fight their elf stuff. The next time... okay, sorry. Because Elrond shows up and asks for help. Got it. The next time we see the elves, Durin is talking to all... so the next time we see the dwarves, Durin is talking to all of the dwarves.
Yep.
Like he's king. But the king is still in charge.
But not only that, what's his bucket? Elrond is right here, leaves, gets there to Eregion, and he still hasn't freaking talked to his father or the other. He hasn't left. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Spoiler alert, they don't end up going to Eregion.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't matter. He wouldn't have made it there in the first place. There's not enough time.
Yeah.
But, knowing the show's logic, they can teleport between Khazad-dûm and Eregion anytime they freaking want, so they probably could have done it. I don't know.
Plus, that was fun that they had that line to pay tribute to the old Lord of the Rings. I need your axe, old friend.
Dude,
now more.
I just wanted to skip forward because this happens much later, but it's a very short scene. He says, "Hey, I need your help. Your dad's still in charge, but somehow he's managed to get all of the dwarves to assemble and put on their armor without his dad's permission."
Yep.
Or resistance of the dwarves that are still faithful to his father.
He gives that big old speech. Oh, wait, this is later.
Well, it sounds like he's going down. So he goes down. His father's going down to the place where they were just protecting, though. So it's possible he just didn't know it was going on.
There's 2 scenes. I skipped the first one. So he gives this big old speech. Warriors of Khazad-dûm. At this moment, we gotta save people. We gotta save our friends.
Yeah. He's giving the speech while this is happening, so that's why.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I love the line. We all have to go and fight with our friends. Completely forgetting that the show has established that Durin is the only dwarf that likes elves.
Yep.
How did Elrond get to Khazad-dûm?
Teleportation. It's a new power.
Khazad-dûm is past Eregion.
Yeah.
So he ran all the... See, this is why I absolutely despise every time anybody makes an argument about this crap, because we are told to believe that Elrond on foot made it past the halfway point to Eregion. Then
from Linden. From Linden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ran to Eregion.
Linden, all the way past the Shire to Tirn Gorthad, and then ran all the way back. Somehow did not in any way intercept the messenger from Eregion, by the way, and now has also all the way back to Khazad-dûm to request help, and then went back to Eregion.
Yep. And you wonder why they're not showing the map anymore. Because it doesn't make any freaking sense.
Yep.
It's fast travel, baby.
Yep.
It was in the game, so it's slower. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's frustrating because it's like, well, if they can do that here, didn't they just use that for him to get to Oregion in time? It's like, oh, he just teleported there. Okay, okay, I guess that makes sense. You know.
I need your
Yeah.
axe.
Oh, okay. I think this is the scene too. For some reason, Elrond somehow knows that the orcs don't want to go to war. Apparently,
What?
yeah. He says he hears some. I don't know if it's this scene or if it's later. Oh no, it's later. I think it's when he's doing the parlay. Never mind. I'm jumping ahead. Never mind.
Okay, so okay, he asks for help.
Okay, so now the siege is starting.
It's just
This is not a siege. Be
Yeah.
respectful. This is a mostly peaceful protest.
jump around so much.
Touche. Yeah.
We gotta go across the river, baby. Okay, let's see if we can get Lose your arrows. They show a little bit of mud. I'm not gonna be able to find the exact still, but yeah, they show it's
Nobody
muddy.
is slipping in this mud.
And they throw down wood to get through this siege.
Oh, see, there you go. That's how they get their little ridiculous
So you gotta give them credit where credit's due.
reverse. I don't even know what kind of siege thing you would call that. It's so
we're
ridiculous.
gonna get there, David. We're
All right,
gonna
all right.
get there. The siege engine is retarded and doesn't make any sense.
So much crap in this episode.
About to fire. Okay. The rings, are they finished? Baby, I need my rings. Wait for it. I really wanted to see him do like a, Groundhog Day. But
Yeah.
it was just, there's a mouse, and then there's not a mouse. Durin will come. Oh, they also framed the whole Durin coming. He's going to come with the dawn.
Yep.
They said the exact same line.
Yep, exactly. Like I said, they ripped off Look to the East twice in this episode. It was ridiculous.
Okay, is there anything important in this scene other than he finds out he's Sauron, right?
Yeah, this is where
Yeah.
he finds out.
This is the
This is
time.
when he calls him out on it.
You are he.
Candles haven't burned. A mouse scurries. Who are you truly? I'm the one keeping balancing. Okay.
Yeah, that was dumb too.
He finds out that he is Sauron. Give me the 9. Give them to me, baby. And then, okay.
I
Finds
like
out he's Sauron.
that scene.
This scene? Where he
This
sees
scene
this
actually
city?
where he sees it all differently. I did really like that scene. That was actually
Sure.
really well done.
I also
Okay,
really hate the fact that everything was totally fine until the hammer went through the
Yes,
window.
exactly.
It's like,
And
hold
then-
on, the hammer went through the window, but not the giant
Okay.
boulder.
Right, but then you turn around and you look at his workshop is completely destroyed.
How was he making rings?
Yeah,
The forge is destroyed.
but if breaking the window stops the illusion, then why not the falling of that pillar and smashing of all that rubble? Like, what is going on?
The mithril is just goop. See, that's why he needed to use a spoon, because if he used tongs, it wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah.
Spoongate confirmed. Okay. What pisses me off though is he finds out that he's Sauron, and then continues to still make rings.
Yep.
He could stall and just be like, "Yeah, I'm working on them." He could just make regular rings and say, "Hey, here's your rings of power."
Well, I think they were a little too far along at that point because
Yeah,
after
I
he
think-
leaves, he does show him try to destroy them, right? So it shows
No,
him
no,
turning-
no, Jared.
Later. He does.
It shows him toss them on top of a fire. He has a forge. He could have dumped them in a crucible.
Yeah.
which is what you would do if you were trying to melt them down. He just puts them on top of a fire. That's not going to do anything to metal rings.
That's true. That is true.
He's an idiot.
Didn't he try to? Didn't he try to break one of them? I thought he did.
No, he puts them in the fire.
Okay. But yeah,
Wait,
nonetheless,
is this where he gets outside?
The fact that Celebrimbor even remotely thinks that, oh yeah, no, I'll totally continue to make these rings for you. Like, what do you mean? Why?
We're skipping
Why would
ahead
Celebrimbor even remotely do this?
You got to believe me. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. Seize him. He's got black goop on his hands, and then he holds up his hand. I hated this so much. But it's red. But here's the thing. If he were Sauron, everyone knows Sauron is the god of lies and illusions.
Yeah.
It's such a dumb argument that like no one even verifies that, like, and no one's done any of their homework. They didn't verify.
Oh, this is your favorite part.
This is my favorite part. No one verified that he was giving these orders. They just took Anatar's word from the get-go, and we got to show the best part, baby. Ooh. Sauron has telekinesis now. That's not a thing. Get your hands off me. Ooh.
It's like, okay, Sarah.
I can watch this all day, baby. And then she gets chopped. I love it. I absolutely love it. And this is the best
Obviously,
part of the show.
because they're just trying to save their families.
But also, like, they don't even use this moment correctly. Like, they're trying to say, "Oh, hey, Celebrimbor's gone mad," and the guards don't seize him. They don't say, like, "Hey, you just did a murder." The guards just stand there, letting him talk.
Yep.
Right, and then this is the other thing too is like he's not. It's not like he's whispering. Like the guards can clearly.
They're standing right there. Yeah.
Yep. And he
Finish the 9, and I'll spare your city. Okay, Celebrimbor is a smart guy. He saved Middle Earth, and yet he's being blackmailed by his. Celebrimbor would let his entire city burn before he intentionally made rings of power for Sauron. I'm sorry, this is absolutely character assassination, and I hate it.
Yeah, we're not even supposed to. They don't even try to pretend that Sauron is like in Celebrimbor's head right now, trying to like warp reality again. So he's obviously just talking to him. So all of these guards just stand there in front of him. It's like, finish the 9 and I will spare your city. Sorry, what was that, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. But not only that too, like even if they didn't see that or hear any of that conversation, he just straight up threw this chick off the walls. Oh, your punishment is to go back up in your tower.
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
Yeah, not in prison or in jail.
Just go back in your tower, finish your crazy project you were working on, Celebrimbor. You know, do your thing. We're gonna handcuff you to the chair this time, so you can't leave. It's so stupid.
And this isn't even a good. Why are the orcs so spread apart? Why aren't they at the walls?
Right. There shouldn't be anybody in the
Jumping up.
middle right now. Right.
Okay, and then we get.
How are there so many of them?
I don't know.
Is this the first time we get the look to the east?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the elves show up, and this is the dumbest part of the entire episode. Rather than riding their horses into battle and crushing the enemy against the walls of Eregion, they announce that they're coming and give the orcs about 30 minutes to an hour to regroup and set up in the woods.
Yeah.
But this shot is really stupid because it shows off how cheap this show is. I hate the elven armor here. It looks like foam instead of metal because it is foam. Because when he jumps up on his horse, you can see it bending.
Mm.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, yep. You're right. Oh my gosh.
Hey, $1 billion.
Yep.
Is that $1 billion with inflation?
Wow.
It's such a cool shot. You can see his leg. It's not a pauldron. What's it called? What's the leg piece called?
Stirrup?
Stirrup? That's not right.
Yeah, the stirrup is what he's putting his foot on.
Leg piece. It's literally flopping around, bending because he does this big move. Because the show is so cheap, it just looks dumb. It's so bulky. Like
Yeah.
they're supposed to be elegant. Elves are elegant, and yet their armor is this like giant, just bulky. And the reason it's bulky is because it's made of foam.
Yeah.
Because it's so cheap.
It's like 3/4 inch foam.
This is cosplay.
Crap.
This is not production value.
I
Also,
think
I really
spent a little bit more though on these ones, right? Like
they spent money on it, but
Elrond's-
they
Elrond's.
spent it badly.
No, I mean like I think Elrond's looks a little different. Like I mean, maybe not these other two, but Elrond's looks a little bit.
Gilgalad's looks the worst.
I agree.
Yeah, because he can't fit in the armor. There's not enough room for all of his chins.
Right? Why would you not ride the cavalry into the orcs
Right.
and crush them against the walls of the city?
Yep. Also, it shows all these horses. This has got to be like 500 horses,
A
right?
lot, yeah.
That's a lot of horses. And then it shows the horses later. Like the orcs don't have any horses, right? They have a troll, which they don't use until later, but they don't have any horses. Cavalry is vastly superior.
Uh-huh.
And they're 500 horses or so, and then it shows later that they have got like 15 horses.
Well, see,
They do
Articus,
this with the
Articus, the real answer to the question is I would make sure that all of the horses are wearing nice, pretty dresses.
There you go.
I would give them all capes and flowing linens because that's not going to get in the way in the heat of battle. Yeah, so there's tons of horses. Oh, we got to set up.
So yeah, they stop their charge and just sit there to charge again. and this is the part that you were complaining about, Jared.
So dumb.
So ridiculous. There's no way that would ever work in a battle scenario.
It's like, oh, what? She's in a cage. Oh, well, why don't we charge it with a horse?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
take her out of it? Like,
There's no way
Yeah,
they could just continue their assault, slaughter everybody, and rescue Galadriel right then and there. Like,
Plus
that's not
it's
a hostage
they're
situation.
elves.
That's the thing. Yeah,
they're freaking elves. Like, they could see that miles away and be able to
Right.
freaking shoot them.
yeah.
What's worse-
One of them could shoot their arrow or their javelin or whatever the hell
at the one orc holding her hostage. Yeah,
Done.
Right? Like,
Bargaining chip is gone. It's so ridiculously stupid.
so dumb.
you're funny.
Also, not forget that all of these orcs are currently standing in broad daylight.
No. See, Jared had this.
Dang it, I was gonna bring that up.
Jared's gonna bring it up too. You guys are stupid. You guys are stupid dum-dums who don't have media literacy. You've activated my trap card. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Yeah, it's really stupid. But before we get to it, also the fact that they have a Galadriel hostage, and they stop the entire charge is retarded. There's literally precedent in the books where the elves do the opposite of this. They did this in the books, and it made the elves so mad that they won the battle in like 10 minutes. Okay, and they're like, oh well, he's dead, and that's it. We're gonna mess you up. Okay, so they stop a cavalry charge.
So dumb.
Jared and
So
Arctic
dumb.
and Albelio, you guys are big dum-dums because you didn't see.
I didn't see that.
The orcs are not standing in daylight. For some reason, they're all covered in shadow.
You're right. I did not see that. Oh my god.
because
Yeah, except that previous shot you had with Adar.
I know.
completely
Okay. Don't expect consistency from me. I'm just showing. Yeah, they're all in the sunlight.
It's right there. Everything. Every one of them should be like, ah! But no, we're supposed to pretend, no, everything's totally fine. And then out of nowhere, they've just got a Fucking,
Well-
they just got a sad shadow over each other.
I mean,
And then
season one,
5
they
minutes later, they'll be in the sun again.
season one they established that just a thin cloth over your head will protect you from the sun, and then orcs can
Oh,
go
I
out,
hate
you
it.
know?
What about all those guys on the right? All those guys on the right are just.
It
They're-
shows them in sunlight,
pain.
and then oops, no, we're not. Sun, nope, sun. Okay, so the reason they did this, it's symbolic. So it's symbolism, and you guys you lack media literacy. Okay,
Yeah, the same retards who were like, "Oh, that epic shot with." Oh God, they're actually doing it. Of
Yep.
course.
yeah. So Critical Drinker pointed it out. It's pure cinema. The sun is only shining on the elves, and then he got criticized because he's got brain rot because he's so stupid he couldn't understand the symbolic nature behind it. No, look, I got it. I got that it's symbolic. It's still stupid. You can have symbolism that's also bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
sure. Because here's the thing. Here's a great example. They did this same thing, right? When probably I think it was in the third movie, right? Where literally they're all in Minas Tirith and they're
Yes.
battling and they're in this darkness, right? And then what happens? Oh, up on the hill, you see this light come over the dark, and it's shining so bright. And then there it is, Gandalf the White with his horse.
Yeah, that's
Bringing in all
that's in
these
Two
people.
Towers. That's
Okay, yeah, Two Towers.
But there's a similar
Right,
moment in the third
sounds
movie
good.
where when
Yeah.
when the ring is destroyed and the ground sinks in all of the orcs, but the humans and good people are saved, right?
Yeah, right. So you can.
It's
do
not
that.
it's not like they had a Maya there
Yeah.
that could have used magic to stop the ground from swallowing up all of the humans or elves.
Yeah.
It's just as symbolic. Okay.
This
It's a CGI shot. Yeah. I really love what Nerd Cookies pointed out here. She's like, hey, is this the reason why 3 horses died on set? Because they decided to stop a cavalry charge? Probably. if we're being honest. That I would believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darkness follows evil. Sauron is evil. The orcs are misunderstood boys. Yes. Why the hell would you need symbolic shadow to depict not evil characters? Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, right? There's so many contradictions. There's so many contradictions where they're like, oh yeah, these guys are bad. Evil. Oh, but no, like they're just.
I can't wait for the last episode of the show where they just have to execute anyone who's black. It's gonna be fun. Oh no, we're not here yet. We gotta go back to this one.
That's the next scene. Yep.
That is the next scene. We'll have to come back. Okay, so we must entreat with them.
Right.
Also, did you know? By the way, did you happen to notice that in many, not all, but many of the wide shots, for some reason, Adar is CG.
Yeah, and a lot of them.
I did see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that threw me the hell off. I was like, why?
There were some close-up ones where I was like, he looks funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if I can...
They didn't get the scarring right
I think
in
it's
the
later.
CG version.
Yeah, towards the end, especially when
Yeah.
he's standing in broad daylight like the rest of the orcs. Go fig. Also, why is Elrond the one leading the charge and not Gil-galad?
I don't know.
I thought the same thing too.
One of the greatest warriors of all elves.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, go back to the half shot again, one more time.
This one.
Okay. So, the sun is over here on this shot, right? Or I'm mirrored.
Oh, God, the
So
sun
it's coming
moved.
over here.
Yeah.
It's behind the horses.
The
Go
sun
back.
moved.
Go back to the last one.
This one?
Wow, look at that half
little
of the
bit
army
forward.
that's in the sunlight.
Yeah, it's showing that before the sun.
when it's Adar and
the close up
and
of
the-
Adar, and the people in the sun is
Bingo.
behind them,
It is.
Yeah.
right?
They're
And
backlit.
you'll see there's another shot too. The shadows of the elves are coming or the orcs are coming forward.
The sun is
sun-
literally moving between
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah. I mean, they did the same thing in season 1. You know, so.
You're right, because Elrond
that's
is
true.
showing the sun in front of his face, which would have been on the
Yep,
other.
right there. See,
It's
they
with
all
them.
have shadows in
They
front
do.
of them. The
There's
sun
a
is
shadow.
behind them,
Yep.
and the sun is also behind the horses.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
I love it. Okay, now we gotta you gotta give me your rings, baby. I'm not gonna give you. Show it to me. Excuse me while I whip this out.
I'm gonna avoid that one.
I would be dumb if I brought it here. I was waiting for him to have it there. I at first I thought that's what he was gonna hand to Galadriel.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So this is the scene. They talk for a bit, and Elrond addresses the other orc that's apprehensive about going to war is right behind Adar, and somehow Elrond knows that the orcs don't want to go to war, and he's like just digging that knife in, like, oh, your orcs are gonna die.
I like that they pointed out their stupidity here too.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Cut out her tongue. Okay, give me what I need to defeat him. Sauron is my enemy as much as so stupid.
Yeah.
We're just trying to kill Sauron. It belongs to the Deceiver now. I don't see their lines. Celebrimbor. Leave.
You know, the thing that really drives me nuts here too is if we're supposed to believe that Adar actually cares, and I get that he's probably Celeborn.
Yeah.
But if we're supposed to believe that he actually cares about the orcs, if he really did, and he genuinely believed that Sauron is the greater threat, he and maybe a couple orcs would have tried to parlay this.
Yeah.
I mean, genuinely, like,
Yeah.
drop the weapon.
You have the
hands
city
up,
surrounded.
like,
You could be friends and be like, hey, give us Sauron, or give us,
Yeah.
They don't even try to communicate. Yeah, you're right. It's really stupid.
but they can't do it because, like, obviously we know that they can't because of what happens in the Silmarillion, right?
Sure.
The fall of Eregion, etc. But they portray the orcs and Adar as these, like, they're reluctantly doing this because they're trying to survive and not have any problems. But
Yeah.
obviously that's not true.
I don't accept this either. You must know that they can't be defeated. They
Right.
easily could have defeated you in seconds by smashing your army against the gates of Eregion.
Right.
Yeah, except the plot got in the way.
And you knew that because you had to come up with this ridiculous hostage situation. Otherwise, if you could easily have beaten them,
Yeah.
you would have easily beaten them. You wouldn't have resorted to this ridiculous maneuver that
Presumably, the reason why he holds up Galadriel is to entreat with them,
right.
and then he refuses to entreat with them.
Yeah, exactly. It's so dumb.
Don't you love how Elrond went from, she's only doing this to save the ring. Look, she's on the other side. Now we're going to stop everything and completely change my character in this
Yes.
scene, when this portrayal of Elrond should have immediately said, she is consorting with the enemy. Waste her.
Yeah. No, but he wanted to kiss her.
Also, I think you kind of glanced over this really quick,
Okay, I probably did.
but
Do I have to go back again?
I was really thrown off when he started talking about his mom. Like, usually the mother joke, like, "Hey, your mom was a cow or whatever," is like later. But he's literally like, "You look just like her." I'm like, "What?"
Well, the foremother, Anwe and
Oh, is that like the mother of all elves or something like that? Or
I think he's referencing the Valar.
No, he's talking about his Elrond's mother.
I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. And here's the thing. I think
Yes,
even
and
if it was
he
referring to
says it
Valar,
wrong. It's right here.
Yeah, even if it was, like, it did not come across that way.
Yeah,
Like,
Melian
it
of the
really
Valar,
felt like
yeah.
it was so weird. I was
That's his mom.
Why are you talking about his mom right now?
And he says the wrong thing because the showrunners are idiots. She was Maya.
Yeah, right. Because wasn't that to do with the other civilization?
No.
The Valar,
Valar are the
Valar are
gods
the gods.
on Earth.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
the Maya are basically the angels.
Manwë is the god, but he has some assistants gods, and Melkor was one of them. But what was his name before?
Melkor, and then he became Morgoth.
Oh, you're right. Melkor was his name, and then he became Morgoth is what the humans called him. Yeah.
After no, the
fans
called him that because
Sure,
Morgoth translates to black enemy.
That's what I meant to say when I said humans. So he started as Melkor, fallen angel, fallen god, really not an angel, and turns into Morgoth, and then the Maiar are like the angels to the gods.
Yeah,
It's not a 1-to-1, but kind of. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like Greek gods almost, but more, more sophisticated.
Yeah.
You get like you got the main one. You got Zeus. He's in charge of everybody. That's Manwë. And then there are lesser gods. Those are the Valar. And apparently, Elrond's mother was a god. She wasn't, by the way. She was just an angel. Now we're gonna go back to this.
But would he have even known that? I mean,
well, apparently he was an elf, so everyone knew about his mom. His mom was famous. She's actually famous for falling off of a cliff and dying.
Actually,
she did survive. She did survive.
In terms of the lore, I don't think Adar would know because he was an elf that was attacked by. He was one of the guys who was tortured by Morgoth. So he would be separated. He should be separated almost entirely from the Valar. I don't think Adar should know any of them.
Yeah, I guess if he's involved in the War of Wrath, like he wouldn't. There's no. Yeah, you're right. He wouldn't know anything about.
He shouldn't know this. Yeah. Because they were. Oh, damn it! It's just why.
It's dumber than we thought.
Yeah,
I gave him too much credit.
It's just another example. They're just name dropping, like, oh, see, we're paying attention to lore, but they're so wrong.
But they're not.
In so many ways.
Hey, look, we also looked up Wikipedia and got it wrong, but we got it.
We read Wikipedia on one of those days where it was edited,
and then this.
Oh, like there's tongue. There's tongue in there, baby.
Right. That's why I thought he was passing her a key. or the ring, I thought at first. But,
that's so sexy. I'm sorry.
It's so dumb.
I know you guys hate the show, but I love it.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough, bro. we're done.
They're not.
Please, we don't want this. We don't want this website to become a legal version for Alabama to check out.
Oh, but he was giving her his little pin cushion. See?
Don't you love how these orcs in a dark environment who should see proportionately better than the elves don't recognize that he's handing her
or this guy who's looking directly at it? Yeah. I also love that he's able to take it off without anyone noticing too.
Well, I that's the thing. I thought they noticed it because he literally, like, right in front of him, he's just like, whoop.
It was in front of everyone, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not there.
He turns away from Adar.
There it is.
But there's orcs all around, looking right at him at this point.
It's still Yep.
And he goes,
right there.
Bing. Like this.
Yeah,
that's not subtle. It's not subtle at all.
Wow.
There's orcs. Just this guy, like it. The way that they cut it too made me think that they saw. But apparently they didn't.
Yeah. Because it is literally right in front of him. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you need to put the You need to put the audio for Darth Big Helmet playing with his dolls over that.
Yeah. Oh man, that scene gets copyrighted immediately.
Oh,
though.
does it? Oh, that's
yes.
interesting.
I've used it before.
Because that's what this is.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's perfect. Yeah. No, you didn't catch me playing with my dolls again.
Yep.
Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again. Good. Knock next time. Knock. Such a good movie, man. I miss Mel Brooks so much.
Yep.
I miss Peak Brooks. Don't get me started on History of the World again.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we already went through that.
I swear I'm Jewish. You missed.
They miss any comments? I mean, yeah. Yeah. Valor, whatever. Got to bounce. Yeah. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, have a good night.
always
Thanks
a
for coming.
Elrond leans in to whisper softly, I will marry your daughter someday. Yeah. So gross. It was a chaste kiss, guys. It was a chaste kiss. Anyone who can still defend the show after this episode, I don't respect you as a person. I'm sorry. It's a gross fan.
The only people trying to defend this show are hoping they find their stepsister stuck in a laundry machine. Are we kidding?
Oh no, Step Elrond. I'm stuck in this orc encampment. I hate his armor too.
Plus,
I hate it.
Plus, the fact that she hasn't even fought her way out of here by now is ridiculous.
Wait! The enemy
Elf.
outnumber us. Why the? Oh! I thought that was Adar saying that. Got it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh,
How do they know the numbers of the elves of the orcs though?
yeah. So here's another thing.
We gotta go faster than this.
Yeah, I know. It's taking 2 hours and we're barely halfway.
Oh, we're
through.
halfway through. We're halfway through.
But there's so much more. That's the
Go
problem.
forward to the next frame. So this is something that confused me for a little bit. I thought they were going to pull something. This guy with Elrond, he looks an awful lot like the other Sauron before when he was slain by all the orcs.
Yeah.
I seriously thought they were going to do something like he's in two places at once and he's manipulating the orcs. I'm like,
no, he's just the guy that Galadriel approved of.
yeah.
I know archers that can help us.
Right. Yeah, no,
we found a dual wielding elf who can't speak in simple terms. What did you hear? I heard whispers. But you just say that you saw blue glowing eyes of a ghost and a barrow. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You go get the dwarves, and why does he need to? Elrond already talked to the dwarves.
Right. And has had time to make it all the way here, and you'd think that the dwarves are already on their way.
But they're not.
They haven't even left yet.
He hasn't even talked to his dad yet.
I laughed so hard.
But somehow he's gathered all of Khazad-dûm to give a speech where he fights. We gotta fight with our friends, baby.
Yeah.
And the king is just sequestered into his throne room, apparently. Why would you? This would be the most interesting thing, him overthrowing his daddy. Wouldn't that be something you want to show? But he hasn't.
I gotta point
This axe is even worse.
I gotta point this out though, Alan. If you go back just a frame or two,
Hold on. Oh, that's a hammer. To what?
One of the views, it shows him sitting on his throne. Isn't that his throne behind him in that last shot?
Yeah.
No, so keep going. Well, so that doesn't look
this
like
is
the
the
same
room where he
This has gotta be
discusses
his own
private
room, yeah.
affairs.
Yeah,
This isn't the throne room.
because I was like, it looks like they were originally taking it to his throne room, and his throne was literally behind him as he's giving the speech. This next one.
Oh, with Durin? No, he's
Durin.
he's just in the big hall, and everyone's listening to him.
Yeah, but right there. No,
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jared.
That's the throne room.
That's the
Right
throne
behind
room. Yeah. Yeah, but the king's in a different room, I guess.
Yeah, it's in his other one.
but he's listening to the speech.
treasure room or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, dumb.
It's so dumb.
And this is the speech that you give as you're marching out, right?
Yeah.
And then we cut away again, and they still haven't left. And they're like, oh, by the way,
they-
we can't leave now.
They still haven't left. But also, and we'll get to that. There's no reason why the army can't leave.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought
Durin could just go, I'll go talk to my dad, you take the army.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They need an entire army to stop one king.
Yep.
And I know next episode when we get there, it's just going to be Durin by himself talking to his dad, trying to stop him from digging. So why couldn't he have sent the army? They're stupid.
Well, wasn't there something? I feel like there was something in one of the first 3 movies where they were like they broke their promise, like the dwarves didn't fulfill their promise or something like that, and so they lost trust in him.
I mean, that was in the Hobbit.
Yeah. I mean,
I think you're thinking of the Ghost Boys, right? They
No.
didn't keep their promise.
No,
What?
I think you're right, Jared. There was some sort of dialogue about why the elves or why the dwarves didn't like the elves in the first. It was a conversation on the elevator ride going down, I think, in the first season.
yeah, because that's the
Yeah,
thing. Like, they
Elrond.
do not like the elves at all,
Yeah.
right? And the elves don't like the dwarves, right? And I thought it had been something whereas like they had thought they were going to show up to help and they didn't.
So he's got a couple boys. That's his army. What I don't understand is it cuts from there to Elrond saying, defend the city. And for some reason, he's surrounded by orcs.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Exactly. They gave up their advantage with the charge, and then all of a sudden they're just fighting in the midst of the
but the last time we saw him, he was riding away from the camp, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I'm surrounded by a legion of orcs.
Yeah.
It does and then but no one else is. He's got. There's other horses not surrounded, but he's surrounded. I don't know how this happened, but it's a cool shot because he gets to kick a boy.
Yeah, I was like,
I
wow.
actually,
It's
I
still
kind of
high
like
up
this.
in the air.
Like the orc has to jump to get in position, right? Why?
Why is the horse jumping to do that? Like,
No,
they wouldn't
no.
be jumping to do that. They just kick
Exactly,
back with their feet.
exactly.
Like,
It's really stupid, Jared. It's physically impossible for a horse to do that, right? If the horse is jumping in the air, it needs to land, and it's going to land on its front feet after doing that. That horse just broke both of its legs.
oh yeah, absolutely.
That is
Horses kick back like
impossible.
that with their front feet already
on the ground.
Yeah.
Yes. No, like you can't that the horse is so heavy. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
He snapped his front 2 legs.
Maybe he's one of the ones that died and we just weren't told about it.
There you go. The horse died because they launched him.
And that's
up
how
in the
they
air.
that's how they were able to put the pieces of armor together.
Maybe.
He's the glue.
Yeah, the horses never reform ranks. The rest of the battle just turns into a there are people fighting, and that there's absolutely no blocking whatsoever. It's just we're fighting in the middle of this mush. There's absolutely no choreography. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and every once in a while they're yelling out, protect the wall.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now they go
Okay.
and protect the wall. Like.
If you're on horseback, like you want to be sweeping back and forth across the length of the wall, and so you're constantly in a charge. I don't know what they all jump off their horses and just fight in a maelstrom. Also, Elrond here, because he falls off his horsey, commits a war crime. And because he gets into a fight with this guy who kills his horse for reasons.
Yeah.
I'm nuanced. Orcs aren't evil, but we kill horses.
Yep.
I guess I hate this. I hate it. He launches a catapult at his own city
Yep.
after the orc is already dead.
No, he's screaming.
He's stabbed him. He's gutted him. He stabbed him like 4 times, and then decides to launch a catapult at his own city.
Yep.
And it's full of pebbles for some reason because they couldn't show Elrond destroying a part of his own city.
Yep.
So they made sure it was full of pebbles.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it would do much damage to
No.
begin with.
Right.
But
But even so, yeah.
why would you launch a catapult at your own city just to kill one orc that was going to die in a minute?
Right. Turn the catapult and fire the orc into his
He
own
already won. He could have just walked away.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was cool, bro.
Yeah, we'll get to
Missing
your
the cool
favorite
fact.
shot later. Yes, I hated that too. Look at the spear pointing at horse belly and neck.
Oh,
Is this-
that one's talking about all that wide shot of the horse that does the hind kick. It's like that horse is surrounded by orcs, and for some reason, it ain't dead,
got it.
which is totally
Anyway.
fair.
Okay, so
I'll be right back.
Okay, so yeah, play this scene.
the orcs are already on the walls.
Yeah.
This shot gets used twice, by the way. Right here.
There are
This shot.
Yep.
It's
It
used
does it
twice.
again.
It's used again later. The exact same shot.
Yeah. So this right here, pay attention to this guy right next to the tower on the wall.
Oh, I noticed this too, David. I noticed.
Yeah.
This. Yeah.
It's right in the center of the screen.
This guy.
No.
No,
Keep
next to
playing,
the tower.
keep playing.
Okay.
It's gonna keep going. Yeah.
It's that guy with the bow and arrow right by the tower. It'll show him at a different angle.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Sorry, what guy?
Keep playing. Just keep playing.
I
the video.
can't keep playing.
I know. Without. Yeah, you gotta pause it or whatever to not get the copyright. But
Why?
It's
Why?
right
What is
after this.
what is this show's obsession with using arrows
I know.
as
I noticed
melee
that too.
weapons? I hate it so much. Do you know how hard it would be to do that? Your hand would be shredded.
Yep. Not only that, but they pull it back out too and use it for another weapon, like all the time.
Oh,
yeah.
He pulls it back out.
okay. Who's bow guy? What are you talking about?
All right, keep going. Keep
Keep
going.
going.
Keep going.
Keep going. Right here. Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. On the right
Right-
side of the tower here.
Yep. The guy under the brazier.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
Up a little bit
are
higher.
those
it's a-
cardboard
it's a-
boxes? What are those?
Yeah, you're right. They do look like little boxes. I don't know.
The guy under the like this guy?
That guy.
orc?
That's the guy.
The
Keep an
orc?
eye on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
The baddie?
Giant.
No, he's an elf.
That's an
No,
that's
it's
an
an
orc.
orc. It's
That's
an
an elf.
That's an
Okay,
orc.
whatever. Just
Just an orc.
keep an eye on him.
And then he just like cowers
Right.
there against
Right.
the thing. Like
What is he doing?
He's
I don't know.
already.
He gets a stab in, so he's got a stab. He starts with a stab.
no,
and then
no.
look,
That
his sword
no, that's
is
the wrong guy.
his sword
Oh.
is inside that orc.
wait. Okay, yeah, we're talking about
This
the
is
elf.
the beginning of the
That's
scene.
the elf there. Yeah.
So he had a stab. Okay, he stabbed an orc, and then he.
Hey,
What is he doing?
Are you looking
Yeah,
at
so
the
that
elf?
elf's weird,
This one.
but the orc
Yeah.
behind him too.
Look
is-
at the orc behind him. It's even worse.
Okay, look at the orc behind him.
Oh yeah, you weren't even looking at the orc.
Oh, you told me to look at the elf, you idiots!
No, David did. I
You
was
said
trying-
look at the elf.
You're
I was
right,
trying to
'cause I
correct
thought
you.
it was an elf when I watched it last night. I have it in my
definitely
notes.
an
as an
Okay,
elf.
I'm
sorry.
supposed to look. If you've been looking at the elf, he just goes like.
Yeah.
And then he
No,
decides
the
to
orc is
kick
even worse.
instead of doing another stab.
Yeah.
The orc is even worse.
Look
looked
at
at the
so
kill
this
switch.
one.
Yeah, that
Come
guy.
on. Follow the orc. It's even worse.
It's so bad.
Can't be worse
actually,
than
so
it can't
actually,
be worse than your commentary.
Worse.
No.
I'm back.
All right, go ahead.
So he falls. Okay. Oh no!
Remember nothing, and then
What was that? Hold on.
What are we
And
looking
then
at?
he literally
The
like
orc?
just
Sorry,
cowers.
we're
there.
looking
He wants to
we're
see
looking at this orc right here.
Yes.
So he backs up and oh no! I really like his pose. It's like he's trying to do like a sexy pose up against the wall.
Yeah,
Oh.
like it's weird. He's like,
And then he goes, oh,
and then he oh, okay.
look. There's an arrow that shoots by his head later. I wonder if he just missed his cue. Watch.
I don't know.
And then there's an arrow right after. Right?
Oh
So-
yeah,
so he goes,
yeah. No, the
so he goes-
archer just misses
goes-
his timing.
Oh no! Oh no!
Right? Like it's
And
just
then-
so off.
And then there's an arrow. You could fix that with CGI though.
I mean, the arrow is CGI. They're not going to be firing real arrows in the middle of the melee.
Why does he
he
just
doing?
stand there and do nothing
I
else?
don't
Right?
know.
That's what I'm saying. Afterwards, it's just
Anyway.
like, oh shit.
I just thought that was so hilarious. It's right in the middle of the screen, and he's fighting nobody.
I love it. That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I
I'm glad
think it's
saw
awesome that
too,
you noticed
Jared.
it too, David.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. This has to be discussed. There's
Yeah.
a siege machine that it doesn't batter the wall down.
Mm-hmm.
It pulls the wall down using spring technology, right? Like it springs back and
Yeah.
pulls
It's a
rocks out of.
reverse ballista.
Okay, it's retarded.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Okay, because how does it pull on the rocks? Well, you see, they hammer in some spikes, and then they pull them out really quick. That's just gonna pull out the spikes.
Yep.
Don't you like how they have to make sure the chains are extra evil chains by adding spikes to the chains?
Right.
This machine does nothing.
Yeah.
It should
Unless those spikes are like drywall anchors that are like open themselves up in the rock.
Look, the only
There's no way.
possible explanation is if it's pulling at a different angle. Maybe you could justify that with
okay.
physics,
Kind of.
but if it's just so
It's still stupidly inefficient.
these aren't like fish hooks, right?
Mm-hmm.
A fish bites the hook and it gets hooked. You can't do that with a nail. It's got to be smooth to be pounded in.
If you've
Otherwise,
ever
you wouldn't be able to pound it in. If
don't
you
show
pull
the
on those,
spikes on
they're
the-
just gonna pull out.
Right.
Yeah,
You
the
know-
only way that you get this to stick in like buildings nowadays is you put epoxy in there. So like you put some
Right.
sort of glue in there, and then you put that in with the glue, and then the adhesion.
Oh, they use instant cement. See, Mr.
Yeah.
Kahalik, you keep getting ahead of yourself. Yes, and for some reason, this siege machine carries about about 50 gallons of gasoline.
For no reason that they
that
don't
must have
show
been
them using.
$74.99.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
you like how at the
hydraulic?
very least that they were all of these stakes were nailed for the wall's pleasure?
Yeah.
So it pulls. Okay, let's see if we can get. No, it's just pulling them straight out.
Yeah. It's some sort of reverse crossbow mechanism.
Yeah, it's
See,
a
it-
backwards ballista.
Yeah.
Right. It's stupid. The only way it could possibly physically work is if it goes in, but you're not pulling straight out. If you're pulling it at an angle,
yeah.
then you're gonna get torque inside, and it's gonna grab, right? So if the chains were attached to these wings that swing out, that might work,
Oh, there you
but they're
go.
not. They pull straight. Because they're attached. They're attached
Attached
to
to the
this.
log. Yeah.
They're attached to a log that pulls them straight out, and
Yep.
it removes the brick. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
I also like how they're not doing the thinner upper section of the wall; they're doing the foundation.
No, this is the thinnest section of the wall. it's no
According
different
to-
from any other section of the wall visually, but it's established through dialogue that this is the thinnest section of the wall. You know
Yeah.
how they did this in Helm's Deep and it made sense because there was a gate? They're like, "Oh, that's the only way that's the only weak spot." And it looked like a weak point. And in this they say this is the weak point and it looks the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus, like if you just pull out stones from the bottom like that, the top ones are gonna topple in on each other, but they're not gonna fall out. Like
There you go. Spoken like a true architect. See,
I know.
now I'm on your side. Apparently, it doesn't work with a mountain because you got foundation walls on a mountain. But
It only pulled
you got it.
one layer of stone too. Like
was
oh
a-
no, we got it. It's thicker than we thought. It's going to take longer.
You know what I want to see?
What?
I can't wait to see the comparison by Shadiversity.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the worst siege? This or season
Or
8?
the Long Night.
Yeah, Long Night.
Well, to give him credit, you can see this one.
That's true.
But also they're completely exposed.
Yeah.
All they have to do, all Eregion has to do is toss down a bucket of oil and light this on fire.
Which they see them do later.
Problem
It's
solved.
not oil. It's like napalm bags or something.
oh
That's
yeah,
it.
where they're like throwing it over.
Yeah,
and shooting them,
They're
yeah.
throwing like these bags of sandy napalm and lighting them on fire with arrows. They have
Yeah.
the capability to do that.
Oh, but they're not doing it to the machine. They're doing it to the troops.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember in Helm's Deep where they're bringing in the big siege
Yeah.
ramming thing, and they're like, they
And
got to take out those
and
people.
they cover it with shields the whole
Yeah.
way up. Yeah.
Plus, I hate this. This I really hate because literally it goes from them attacking in sort of a lit area, right, and then back to Adar, who's in
Yeah.
a night scene, right.
And
So
then
it's
all of
like-
a sudden there's fires. Yeah, it's completely
it's so
inconsistent.
dumb.
Between
'Cause they're
shots,
like,
it's nighttime.
It's day. It's night. It's day. It's like, what is happening time wise? I have no idea what's going on.
And then we get we need
the
to make
writers
sure
don't care
Sauron
about
doesn't
time.
exist. You told us you loved us.
Remember how I said he was the one who would be set up for it?
Yep.
With all that is left of my heart, too much to let you become Sauron's slaves.
That is the most PETA line I have ever heard. Well, sometimes it's just better to kill them. Like that is like verbatim what the CEO said.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is exactly what Adar said. It's like at this point, nobody attached to this show has any idea what they're doing.
Yep.
You told us you loved us. I can't stand this. Like,
Yeah. It's stupid, and also in the middle of the battlefront is not the time to have this heart-to-heart conversation. Like, it felt silly and ridiculous on its face, but also in context of what's going on in the show right now, it was just even more dumb.
she's
Wait,
still
are
in
they
the
setting up? Wait, do you think they're setting up this guy to kill Adar?
Yeah.
So
Probably.
maybe
Or
he's
betray
not
him.
Celeborn.
Yeah, betray him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 100% Celeborn. I will die on that hill.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he's Celeborn.
We shall see.
Well, I don't see how they could reveal that at this point. To be honest, like he's Adar. and-
This guy's Celeborn.
Oh, okay.
I will come to Utah. Don't make me.
Sorry.
You'd like it here, man. Okay. There's nothing to drink.
He's dead. He's dead. We know why, and he's dead.
Plus, yeah,
Adar sent us like
I love how she's just walking around and they can't smell her or
I
something.
was thinking
yeah,
that.
they literally there's literally a scene he goes up and smells her. So
Yeah.
this scene
Yep.
it's the Gillette commercial. Watch. Oh, I'm gonna sexually harass this elf. Oh no, man. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Just
Holy
jab
crap.
him in the face. It's like you were supposed to be a wingman. Crack.
Hold up. I want to sniff this lady. No, man, that's not cool.
You're so right. That's hilarious.
She's the only person wearing a hood in this entire army. Completely inconspicuous.
Also,
yeah, people walk by here. There's literally scenes of orcs sniffing her. And
what was it, like 2 episodes ago? That very same messenger that got shot with an arrow. It's like he groans a little bit, and the orcs are like,
yeah,
I see him.
Right.
It's just like,
yeah, she's leaving her hair out. She doesn't tie it back or anything. Like,
yeah, nobody, not a one of them are trying to jump her.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we do know that Sauron has the crown in the next episode because they do the thing. So maybe Adar dies this season. Who knows? Who knows?
Gosh, I hate being right all the time.
But it'd be so fun if he's Celeborn. Honestly, if Adar's Celeborn, like I like the show now. Like I love it. I love it so much. I will shill for the show.
At least they tried something right.
Of course, I was not expecting the Elrond kiss.
Yep.
Like I've been expecting some really stupid stuff that came out of friggin' nowhere.
Yeah.
Except it's not a triangle because you've got Halbrand.
Yeah, like they've really been setting up that he's going to get healed.
Yeah, that's why we think. But yeah, they've got Halbrand, Elrond, and also Celeborn somewhere. So it's not just a triangle.
Can you imagine if Celeborn was Goldberry?
Celeborn, wait, if Celeborn is Goldberry?
Yeah, like he's just an amnesiac that fell for Tom out in Rune.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you're smarter than me, man. That came out of nowhere. I didn't. That shocked me. I was throwing up. Oh no, my husband is dead. Look at they massacred my boy. Come here. I need your help to move this body. He's dead. Orcs don't care about the dead. They don't.
No.
Why did they bring the female orcs?
Dead. Yeah, good question.
Like, why did they bring them?
Because female orcs can do anything that male orcs can do. That's sexist to think otherwise.
And then, look at your pretty hair. You're not allowed to say that, man. That's not cool. And then Arondir shows up out of nowhere and shoots the orcs. That pissed me off. Like it just makes no sense.
Well, he has built-in
camouflage,
to be fair.
Literally that thing you just watched her do. You just watched her climb up a wall, and yet she was trying to sneak her way through the camp. It's like
presumably she's trying to sneak through these trenches because there's other orcs up at the top of these trenches that. But no, there's nobody else there.
It's like okay, why didn't you just do that sooner?
Yep.
Like
I know it's stupid. I know it's easy to predict. That's why I think that Adar is Celeborn because
I hate how so many basic tactics basic combat tactics are just not applied here. There are no scouts. There are no guards. There's nothing. Absolutely nobody. And the elves did the exact same thing.
Yes.
It's like the elves who can see across the horizon, practically.
I
didn't see this army coming. Just like they didn't see them from Ostirith. They didn't see Osgiliath. They didn't see them here. And now the orcs aren't able to see anybody sneaking around their own encampment, nor smell them. It's like you couldn't smell Blackalus in the hills over here.
I like this theory that Disa eats the Balrog.
I would pay to see that. That would be good.
You are a bad person, and I
just want to see like
and I like you, Sage House.
I should probably just go and make that image just KFC bucket and put Deesa's head on the kernel with like the Balrog sticking out of the bucket.
Yep.
move against him now, and it will cost your life. He can have it. He's
Whatever.
taken everything
Shoot him
from
with an
me.
arrow.
He's taken everything from me off screen between seasons. I'm shocked at how little screen time Arondir got.
I know, me too.
It was at this point that my
they
girl
might be
my
killing him
girlfriend was
off.
like, he's
I
dead.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked at that. I mean, they didn't. He could technically still be alive, but he.
Right.
They're not going to kill him.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll kill him.
They're trying to pretend like he's killed off. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Why is
Still haven't
like they
left
should have
yet.
already left? And oh no, your dad is starting to just kill people.
I like how this dude like lost a helmet somehow by getting split in half, but he didn't lose a helmet. What happened? Like the dude looks like he went 3 rounds with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So we got to cancel. How does everyone know that? Oh, Disa doesn't even know what she knows, right? She heard some grumbling and thinks, "Hey, I think there's an evil," and now we just know that there's a beast.
Yeah, exactly.
And that your dad's going to be able to dig it up in a day by himself. Like
They're digging up the beast.
if you take that army to Eregion, there won't be a Kazakh doom when you return. What is that? That won't be here when you return. That's from a movie.
Oh, is that kind of like a... Oh, no. I was going to say, is that like Gladiator or something like that? But...
I won't be here when you return. It's something. It's whatever.
It's familiar. I just don't remember where.
It's been done in a couple things, I think, but yeah.
This too shall pass. Don't be afraid. Okay.
So this is where he finally decides to try and destroy the rings that he continues making for some reason.
Yeah. Well, because he's promised him the city, right? Because we're just completely assassinating Kelborn's character. Here's what where it gets real stupid. Okay. I don't care about any of this. I really do not care. Oh, you would inflict pain on me. But Melkor was a meanie to me, and you're doing the same thing. You're perpetuating evil.
I hate that we're still doing this. We're still trying to humanize evil, and
they're
still
humanizing
trying to do
Sauron.
This.
Sauron was just bullied by Melkor.
And
what?
I hate especially that even at this point, he's still desperately trying to convince Celebrimbor. Like, Celebrimbor shouldn't in any way, shape, or form be okay with anything that's going on here. He should have just like cast out the rings and been like, no, screw you. I'd rather die.
Yep.
But because, Morgoth shook him for his allowance, now everyone's like, oh, poor Sauron.
Yeah.
It gets worse though. Where is it? Okay.
Yeah, you can even deceive yourself. I cringed at that line too.
Because he believes he's doing it for good. Okay. So he says...
But he doesn't. He literally said, oh, I'm doing so much evil. Like, I wish I could repent. Like, I could fix this. Anyway.
Yeah.
He's sitting down in front of Celebrimbor working on these 9 completed rings. And he says, finish them. I will come back to pick them up. Even though they're already finished.
He was literally just playing with one.
And he's sitting there looking at 9 finished rings. Like, all he had to do was file this one last thing down. And all 9 rings are completed. And Sauron saw that they were done, and all he said was, finish them, I'll be back. I'm going to leave the room and leave you unattended. I hope nothing happens to my rings. I need them finished. And he knows it, and Celebrimbor knows they're finished, and Sauron should know they're finished, but he's an idiot. Because from this scene, he takes all of the finished rings and tries to destroy them by tossing them on top of a little fire. Instead of, I don't know, putting them in a crucible and melting them down.
This is like the episode that assassinated everything about Celebrimbor to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because So Celebrimbor knows how powerful these rings are, and yet never thinks, "Oh, the forge won't destroy them."
But he doesn't even try. He doesn't
even
put
chose-
them in a forge. He drops
yeah.
them on top of a fire.
Yeah,
That's not how forging works.
But to add to my point earlier, before when he throws the bimbo off the wall, he's like, "Oh, well, look at his blood; it's black as pitch." It's like you just broke free of his illusion. You know he can alter the world around him visually, even auditorily, right? Because we had boulders coming through his forge and he didn't hear or get crushed by anything. But like,
but if he was standing next to the window, he just gets crushed. Someone comes up, "Hey, are you done?" Oh shoot!
He comes up and he's just paste. But yeah, Celebrimbor knows all of this information going forward and still chooses to make the dumbest decisions. No, I know that he's Sauron, but I have to go up and face him, even though he'll probably kill me and all of my guards. No, I know he has black blood and he can change the world around him, but I'm going to attempt to barely in any way coherent attempt to convince everyone around me that he's Sauron. And not only that, but obviously everyone he is Sauron, and everybody should be like, "Okay, hold the hell on. What do you mean he's Sauron?" But no, nobody questions it. Nobody.
But this shot looks really cool.
Yes. Look, guys, it's in the trailer.
You really like it, that rollback. I mean, you just keep doing that over and over.
Well, because I pulled it. It's been hard to do that in previous episodes because I just had it pulled up but now I pulled it up in my editing software, so I can literally just frame by frame it. It's nice. But you're right. Yeah, they're throwing down napalm on the orcs.
But also,
it explodes too, and they don't use any of this on the siege engine on the thinnest part of our wall.
But also, you can see in the battle in the wide shot, there's elves still fighting down there, intermixed with the orcs, because there's no order to this.
Yes,
this battlefield, and they're just throwing these napalm bugs at them.
Also, they're doing the same stupid lantern thing.
Oh, they have to shoot it. Yeah. They're doing the Galadriel move, and it blows up and goes from this explosion to Yeah, that's a horse.
Yeah, it shows elves there's elves.
They're
right
throwing
there.
it on their own people.
Yep.
Holy crap! Jeez, why would you explode it in the air? Explode it on the ground where it'll actually.
Well, because then it spreads the napalm out. But
light the siege machine on fire, please. There's an
elf right
There's
there.
an elf right there.
And
in the foreground.
That's one. Holy crap!
Conveniently only lands on the orcs.
No, dude, he's on fire.
No, it's the
no, he's on fire.
Dude, he's on fire.
Is on fire. Yeah,
No,
war crime.
The orc in front that's on fire.
Oh, it is an orc.
In the back is not.
But it's literally right in front of this guy.
Yeah.
No, nonetheless, the fact that also, why are they grouped like this again?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I hate this. Yeah. Okay. So this just absolute nonsense. There's no strategy. Just we're standing in front of the wall and fighting. Sure. Blah blah blah. We gotta stop the siege machine. We could light it on fire, but no, we have to light it on fire a different way by shooting it with a fire arrow. Look.
Yeah, it's just fire.
They're sitting on top of the... he didn't even put him in the fire. He put him on top of this little shovel. Drop them into a crucible and melt them down. You have the technology. That's how you made them.
Use the damn clipper to cut the rings. And then just throw them out into the field.
Use the clipper! Clip the rings! Chop them up! Wyland, thank you so much. Gifted 5 memberships. That is very, very kind of you. Thank
Nice.
you. I will have to. Oh, and it's at the end of the month. It's the perfect time for me to remake the credits. Welcome to the. If you've just received a membership, you can say racist stuff now. Because you are technically a Mexican and you cannot be criticized. There was a good point where Sauron killed 6 soldiers
because of the magic that he uses.
Oh, he couldn't use that on the orcs who definitely weren't under his power. Sure.
Yeah.
Don't you love this?
Yeah, that's a good
great
point.
that
I
show
forgot
is.
about that. I love it so much. Okay. He tries. Oh, he puts him in a baggie. He puts him in a bag. Blah 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 blah. He tries for 2 seconds to chisel his handcuffs off. Rather than like the weak point would obviously be the chain, right?
Yeah.
So he tries and it doesn't work, and then I gotta chop off my own thumb. Or I could use this machine to chop through the chain. Or any of the other tools. He's literally in a metal shop. He's in a forge, and he can't undo these shackles. The fact that Sauron put shackles on him is an insult.
Well,
to my intelligence.
Obviously, this is screenwriting 101, and it's literally perfect because they're talking about the left thumb, which is obviously a reference to the orc from a couple episodes ago when Galadriel was captured, and oh my god, I'm literally shaking.
Did she chop off a thumb?
No, remember how the totally peaceful orc that just wants to have a baby said, "Cut off her right thumb, and maybe we'll let you keep your left."
Okay. I get it's symbolic. He's chopping off his own thumb, and he's the forge master. Sure, it's still stupid. It's bad symbolism. Okay, you don't get points for doing it badly.
I give this moment a thumbs down.
Yeah, we're almost done with the episode, by the way, and have not seen Gil-galad do anything until the very end. He pops up at the end. It's symbolic of how it's symbolic of how dumb the writing is. It's a good one. Oh man, for some reason there's a delay and I can't pull up your comment, but I'm reading it on YouTube. There we go. See, there we go. Oh, I see what you thumbs down. See, yeah, you're clever. Yeah, it's so stupid. like there's got to be you could chop through the chain with this thing. But no, you gotta chop through your thumb. Whose will is the mightier? Clearly Sauron's, because you were an idiot. Stumbles through and immediately falls.
Good actor. Except for this is like the second time he falls.
Also, why did he go down through the storm drain on Chili Dog Night?
Where is the water coming from?
I have no idea.
Why is there
river, obviously.
Why is there water coming down the stairs on the walls of Eregion?
This is the base of his tower, so this should be this should be the interior of the city.
I'm guessing it's some sort of aqueduct.
I love how fake this fall is.
Could you imagine? You're the one elf sitting there in the middle of the siege. You go to use the toilet, and then the river gets dammed up, and your whole toilet backs up. And you're like, God.
Those are stairs, though. That's not an aqueduct. Those are stairs. And he just gets bumped slightly and falls off the wall like an idiot. What a chump. I hate this show so much. Oh, no. Look what he's done to himself. The old fool has chopped off his own thumb. I hate this. I hate it. That's not Celebrimbor, or that's not a old fool. That's a Celebrimbo. But why do they listen to Galadriel say this and not Celebrimbor say this?
Yep.
Why are they paying attention to this random ass elf who just walked into the city?
Exactly. There's absolutely no reason for them to switch sides all this. It's been so stupid. She hasn't given any new information. They listen to her to him saying the same stuff that they didn't believe before, but because Galadriel shows up, don't worry, he won't be alone. That and this is, I'm skipping ahead.
When you
He
when you
won't
do get
be
around to doing
alone.
this,
Because
when you-
I'll be there with him. I believe him now, because even though we literally just betrayed him seconds ago, we're friends. Shut the...
when you get around to editing this one, you should
Mm-hmm.
just put in that scene from Die Hard with a Vengeance. Like, hey, who the fuck asked you? Like, she just shows up out of nowhere.
I thought you were talking about the scene where he just walks out into Harlem with a sign that says, I hate. I'm putting that scene in now just for fun. So, I love that.
Never walking around.
I love that movie.
Closet
I'm sorry.
Doom.
That scene is so freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's so clever. and then just confused Samuel L. Jackson comes up. Do you want to die today? I need to rewatch that.
Good movie.
So this is all just recap. He just says the same things he's been saying to these people, but for some reason they don't believe him. But now they do believe him because he said it to Galadriel. It doesn't make any sense. I can't. Yep. You got to take the rings. Because I got to go down with the ship. Sure, whatever. Okay.
And this is another thing that pisses me off, because the last that Galadriel has heard, he's made 3 rings. And he only tells her about the 9 that he just made. What about the 7? What about the 7 that you made for dwarves? It's another example of him just saying stuff because the audience already knows about the 7. She doesn't need to know about... No. She hasn't been there for any of it.
Why is he giving this big old speech too? Like, it's so dumb.
Right.
He's not going to be alone. He won't be alone. He like puts his hand on his shoulder too. I'll be with him to the end of his days, even though I just betrayed him. Oh no. Okay. Can we move on? Can we skip? Nonsense. I love how she puts it in her boobs.
Gotta stuff that bra with something. Yeah.
I hate that she's basically got it. Well, on the bright side, it's not a zipper, but
yeah,
man, it's still Velcro.
Yeah, it is. She just pops it open and then Velcros it back shut. Like, doesn't even pretend to fasten a button.
Yep.
Right? Because Velcro shouldn't exist. Whatever.
Yep. Yeah, before this scene, I thought it was a zipper. But yeah, it's just Velcro. It's so
okay,
ridiculous.
And now we gotta destroy the thing, and we got this important Chinese. We get the Chinese elf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Chinese Boromir.
A single arrow from you may yet turn the tide.
I love how. Okay, we'll get to that. Keep going.
How many torch arrows? I hate that torch arrows are a thing. But okay. All I need is a clear line of sight. This came out of nowhere, because they did no setup. They wanted to have payoff without setting up that there was a bucket of pitch attached to the siege engine that doesn't use pitch.
Yep.
And I was so confused. What on earth is one fire arrow going to do? It's going to stick into the wood, start burning it, and then they're going to put it out. And it hits a random bucket that has not been set up at all. Like, I had no idea for like 5 minutes what they were even trying to do because nothing was set up. And then, she shoots the arrow and it's a bucket and we get a friggin' 10-gallon gasoline explosion.
Yep.
What is this bucket for? This machine pulls things.
Yep.
It could be a bucket of lubricant, of grease,
or of
to keep the machine greased,
or some sort of glue, like Jared said, to make those spikes actually attach.
Why does it explode?
Yeah.
Take the shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
it's
dumb.
It's the same sort of thing as they did with Legolas.
I love that she stands back up. Oh,
Yep.
I could.
Yeah.
and then
By the
this
way,
whole
she gets
shot,
turned. Like, why does she get turned into a porcupine when there's like no one else focused on her?
I know.
yeah.
She just takes like 7 arrows out of nowhere, and I'm like,
Well, yeah, where they're coming from, like
looking at
they're
her.
coming from the air too. They're
Yeah.
angled downward. They come out of freaking
Yeah,
nowhere.
they were lobbed shots. Yeah.
Like, why would anyone be firing arrows into this melee where it's mixed? Like,
Yeah.
none of it makes sense.
I will admit though, I did see after she actually goes down and dies, right there, you see that archer. So the next clip, it actually does show that archer.
Right. What, but
So-
you don't have archers on a field like this.
I agree, but I was so confused too. I was like, where are all these arrows coming from? And then I saw that one, I was like,
Right. But
okay,
these all
maybe
came from different directions. So there had to have been another archer on a melee field for some reason, because Rings of Power really loves doing that with every archer.
yeah,
They just had to one up Boromir. So
yeah, seriously.
So friggin'
Yeah.
stupid.
yeah.
They one child policyed Boromir.
Boromir's was so
That was a good one, right?
That's
I
very
like
good.
that one. I'm proud of that. That's making me giggle. They shoot a tower. Yeah, it's
Yep. In the first season, they brought down that whole tower that was held up by ropes or
it's the
something.
plot bucket, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, half the arrows are coming from the elves, yes. There's some in front. Okay, so then we fight. It's all boring. There's literally nothing special about any of this choreography. Now we got to send in the cave troll, but he's going to kill our own people. Great. No one cares.
And
We
then it
literally...
And then it shows the troll like killing 3 orcs.
And they clear a path for him, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're out of the way. Like, what's your concern here?
This cave troll fight was the most disappointing thing. Like, I was like,
Right?
oh, finally we're going to get like a good, like something entertaining out of this. And it lasts like 2 seconds and the cave troll dies.
Yeah. Oh, this is the mind control scene.
Oh, gosh. He has telekinesis and mind control now.
He needed to make the rings to control people.
Yes.
That's why he made the rings. And now
You
he has
think
the
you're
power-
the only one
Now
you think you're the only one who's let me into their brains?
Right, but even... so supposedly Celebrimbor is the person he has the most power over. He's spent the most time with manipulated it. Even then, he can't mind control Celebrimbor into making him One Rings. He has to manipulate him. And yet he can mind control these elves to kill each other.
Yep. Hey, it was dramatic and cool, and they got that shot from above that was all symmetrical, so it was worth it.
It was in the trailer. Oh my god, I'm literally shaking because this is the moment they say he is Sauron. Oh,
Yeah.
Use. Cha-cha-cha. You will give me the 9. Still sounds like a euphemism for something. Okay, so the cave troll is so spicy he cannot reach the wall. I hate this so much.
He kills a few orcs.
Oh, I've been betrayed.
Help you up
Adar
with
doesn't
those.
love us. He's using us just like Sauron did. Why does everyone in this show hate Sauron? We don't get to find out why the cave troll hates Sauron so much. Because he dies.
yeah. Where's Sauron? And then
like-
the next time you see him, he's just
Kill it now, Arondir. Arondir snuck into the city with Galadriel. Got it.
Yep.
Okay, I was like, how did he get
Have
there?
Galadriel and what's his name, Arondir met before?
No,
Did they meet in season 1?
yes.
I don't. When?
Season 1 when they stopped the orcs the first time with the Numenorians.
You're right.
Okay.
Okay, you're right. Very
Yeah.
briefly.
Because neither of them checked the bag for the ignition key for the
Right.
mountain.
Yeah.
Now, at the very least, you can give Galadriel a pass for that because she wouldn't know what they're looking for. But Arondir,
Yeah. Oh,
that was the moment that killed it. He killed him for me. I was like, he's just dumb. I'm done.
so this is where Elrond is trying to cut this rope, right?
Yeah.
It's a taut rope, and he's got a sharpened sword, and it takes him like 10 times whacking through that rope to.
It's just hemp. It's just a hemp rope.
Yeah, like one swing, maybe two, would cleave that rope.
Especially if it's taut. Yeah,
exactly.
I did
He's
think
whacking it with.
It was pretty funny that it gets smacked in the junk.
No, it's
his
rib.
belly. It's his belly.
They still aborted something. Whether it was his bowels or not, I don't know.
This fight was so boring. He pulls the thing out.
And
he doesn't even get to the wall, right? Like he rams it a couple times.
Like it should have been used in the first place.
Right.
Like, why didn't they send the cave troll in to just wreck
and then
the wall?
Gil-galad finally shows up because he goes where he's needed the most.
Hold on. I just realized something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This giant ass hill troll just smashed a giant stone wall with pickup sticks, and it didn't break apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
The wall was compromised because of all the compromising they've done previously.
I love
hate everything about
this was so great. Erondir is able to hold his arm down by himself because he stabbed it.
Yep.
And that's enough to pin. Like, why doesn't he grab him and crush his head right here?
Yeah.
It shows him start to move his arm towards him, and then it gets shot by an arrow, so he stops.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's seriously like a toothpick to that ogre, right?
Someone was asking about it. He spits it out. I don't know what this was. Oh, did he pull it out of his hand? Oh, okay.
Arrow you were just talking about, yeah.
Yeah, he pulled it out. Someone brought that up in the comments. Yeah. It's been, spit.
I was expecting him to spit it out and like spear another elf, but they didn't do that.
Well, I thought it might spear him.
Actually. It's the thinnest.
Especially how he kind of chuckles at the end. He's like, oh.
You're right, Mr. Colic. It is the thinnest part of the wall.
Yep.
Go back to your hill and be buried. They wanted to use go back to the shadow, but they already pulled that off in the 2 episodes ago.
Yep.
Yeah, why did Celebrimbor need a giant tower for a forge room? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answers to your questions. And then Gil-galad jumps in and cuts his belly.
Yeah, I don't know why he laughs. I was expecting
don't either.
Something to come up like, "Oh no, I was a diversion." Ha ha ha! Like nothing like that happens.
I don't know either. A king's place is wherever the need is greatest, which is off screen for 90% of the episode. He shows up in the last 10 seconds.
Yep. Also, another thing that they completely gloss over when Elrond is trying to get Gil-galad to come and fight Sauron right here. He says, "Oh, we can't do that. We can't split up our army because Adar is headed this way, and we can't go to Eregion
because they needed to get the dwarves to come too." That's what that conversation was leading to. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense because it happened 2 episodes later, but that's what they were referring to. They were playing the pronouns game where like, oh, we're not going to tell you because it's going to be a reveal. But that's why we were guessing they were going to go to Numenor, teleport to Numenor and back,
right?
Between episodes.
But that doesn't make sense because he literally said, "Hey, we got to go fight Sauron," and he said, "We can't fight Sauron and Adar," and I'm like, they're going to the same place. Mm-hmm. And they're complaining about splitting up the army, and here they are. They went to the same place. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways,
the problem with that too is that even if we assume that be the case, that it's a future conversation that's taking place in the present, it doesn't make any sense because Elrond would have then had to have. Right. So it's actually worse then because Elrond had traveled back to say, "Hey, we need to go fight," which means that Elrond would have had to travel all the way to Khazad-dûm first and then back to Lindon again.
Yes.
to travel back to Eregion.
They are writing the story backwards.
I think they're just making it up as they go.
Maybe.
Come on, children, march with me. We're gonna go.
But here's
to
where
battle.
like you start to see all of that like weird CGI look on Adar. Like it's weird.
He just couldn't show up for the day.
Oh, look, it's day night. It's daylight now.
Where all of their horses disappeared too. Just between shots, like
all the orcs disappeared.
After the charge, they stopped the charge, and then the next time you see the elves, none of them have horses.
Yeah.
I don't. The CGI.
We're literally marching, kind of at night. Oh, and now it's day. It's like
it becomes daytime in the next shot.
This armored Gil-galad looks so silly in his. He just doesn't fit in his.
God, that armor is so massive.
The helmet is so thick too. Like you wouldn't be able to hold your head up if it was that thick metal.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, there's the second time that they
look to the east. The sun. Oh, it's just that elf, and he died.
Also, do you want to explain to me why he sounded his horn?
I don't know.
All the orcs divert to intercept him.
Yeah.
Because he sounded the horn. If he's alone, he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to draw attention to himself. Hey guys, I'm all over here.
I don't remember a horn.
I don't remember a horn either. I just you just see him say, "Oh, this is where it should be."
Doesn't he sound the horn?
No, he doesn't sound a horn. They when they show up earlier in the episode, they announce that they're coming with a horn. Which
I could have sworn he
stupider.
did a horn.
Yeah,
too,
no, there's no horn sound. I just listened to
right.
it. He shows up. There's no I don't know why he was attacked by orcs, because he's going around. Arondir seemed to make it just fine.
Yeah.
But all of the orcs are attacking the city. Like, why? Whatever.
By the way, so Moria, Khazad-dûm, is east, not north of the capital of Eregion.
You're right. Yep.
So they shouldn't be approaching from the north. They should be approaching from the east.
Yeah.
Well, they can't copy the look to the east word for word. They've got to change it somehow.
Look to the north.
Yeah.
The lights of the Eldar.
Well, and I mean, if you think about that too, though, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So it's like, I mean, maybe it's different. Maybe it's different.
It is northeast of Eregion.
No, it's not different because I think
I'm looking at the interactive map right now to double check.
Yeah, Khazad-dûm is northeast.
Austin Adhill is like almost directly west of Moria, because the gate of Moria is at the end of the Siranon River.
Yeah,
which goes to the base of Moria. Like
it's slightly north.
Yeah, all of about 5 feet.
Well, I like Wyland's comment.
No, I agree.
Look to the northeast, but true northeast, not magnetic north. Yeah.
On the third day, there's going to be sun.
But the sun does rise in the east in Middle Earth, because he said.
But it's only going to shine on part of the army. Right? So look to the part of the army where the sun shines on the third day, to the north, magnetic northeast.
Yeah, exactly.
But make sure you don't look into the shadow.
Yeah.
So dead.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Durin recalled his army. The gates are shut. There must be some mistake. Durin will come.
I actually take real. This is going back to the Barrow White episode, because I'm looking over this interactive map now. I've goofed up myself. So I placed Eregion too far north.
Yeah,
but that still makes the Barrow Downs even more retarded, because if they're traveling, so like if the goal was to travel to Eregion to get to Celebrimbor, why didn't they just travel directly east over the two rivers? They never would have had to go all the way north to the Barrow Downs.
Yeah. Well, the bridge was out.
Let's go around.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rondeer dies. I don't care. Jimmy cracked corn, and I don't care either. And I forgot how stupid this was. I forgot about this.
Yeah,
they
they pull it
finished
out
the
by
job
hand.
by hand.
Yeah, these orcs
Wow.
all
I
managed
missed
to
that
pull
too.
by hand what a giant hill troll couldn't shove forward.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
pretty sure it wouldn't fall like that, but that's just me.
It wouldn't.
The whole wall comes tumbling down.
Also, the whole wall tumbling down, and the rubble is still at ground level.
Yeah, and now we had.
Serious. Look at that. There's
David.
no rubble.
Also, David, can you explain to me how this section of the wall is thinner than the section to the right?
That's a good question there. I
Which
think
actually
I'll let the architect
looks
know that.
more thinner. I think the section to the right is thinner. It could be an optical illusion.
It could be a fisheye
at an
lens
angle.
they're using.
This is the thinnest section of the wall, guys.
Now
The
they could
wall
have
that's
said
the
something-
same the whole way
They
around.
could have said something of, "Oh, this section of the wall is damaged" or something.
Or maybe it had a grate to let in the water.
Oh, those guys are all clearly in the sun, though.
Yes, they are.
Yep. He said he would give it to me raw.
And wriggling. He promised me the meat.
Yeah,
See right
this
there.
shot,
That's the shot right there. That one.
this shot drove me insane.
It's
Why
super-
does he
Right.
look like
That is full on CGI.
See,
Yep.
I
And they
think
didn't even get his scars right.
I think they just try. I wonder if they shot this scene
Oh,
early
boy.
in the filming schedule, and so this was before they replaced the actor. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
That could explain it.
Mhm.
That could
But-
explain it. Either that, or they changed the dialogue, and since it was a close-up, they had to change his face. So they did ADR and then did
Right. But also,
Animated his
isn't
face.
this exactly what Adar is doing, making war in anger?
yeah.
Got it. Okay, I just wanted to double check. But he has the ring.
And his face is definitely better there. It's
Yeah,
just
it
that
is.
shot is so awful.
I was asleep at this point, but you're right. This is real, and it's not even the same shape. Look at the shape of his
Yeah.
face. Look at his
Yeah, the
bone
cheekbones are
structure.
wrong.
Look at
Yeah,
his
look at
it's his lips. His lips
And
are
his
really.
chin.
God, why are
And his chin, yeah.
Henry Cavill without the mustache? No.
Why is that so CGI?
I guess we all owe Justice League a slight apology.
You're right.
It's so bad.
I think you're right. I think that was the original actor, and they had to replace it.
Who knows?
I think
Something-
you're absolutely
Something
right.
of that
Aurelio.
nature, because it's not uncommon for movies or shows to be shot out of order.
Yeah. This is probably one of the first scenes that they shot after season 1, and then he quit.
Probably because he saw the writing on the wall, like, I'm out.
Yeah. Like Matt Coffin.
I don't see.
Oh, don't bring that
Adar
up.
also shouldn't know what the
No, dude,
ring is.
he got fired because he wouldn't get vaccinated.
Oh, the Adar actor?
No,
No,
sorry.
Matt
David
Coffin.
David brought up Wheel of Time.
Oh, okay.
They
Go
fired
back
an actor who wouldn't
conversation.
get vaccinated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, derailed that entire conversation.
All
Just
good.
give me
All
my
good.
lobotomy so I can sip my juice. Yeah.
How would he know not only what Nenya is, but the value of the ring either? How would he know?
I don't know. Because all we know, he didn't kill Sauron the first time because he didn't have a ring. Also, we didn't know that these rings existed until now, and also Sauron made them. So, like, why?
Yep.
It's literally just grasping at straws. He's saying it because that's what they put in the script because they couldn't think of anything else, and they're just saying, "Oh, I guess the only way to kill Sauron is with a crown and a ring." It's nonsense.
It's
It's just they're just saying things. And he knows that Halbrand is Sauron, yes, for off screen somehow. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
that's never confirmed either.
I'm genuinely
from last episode.
I'm trying to understand how anyone could possibly like this show. Like, it's got pretty colors.
No, it doesn't.
But are people just okay with just turning their brains off? Like, you can't watch the show and not see even if you're in love with it, right? Because you can't watch the show and not see the glaring plot holes.
Well, and here's the thing too that I'm sure a lot of people will criticize us for, is that we're pausing it frame by frame, right? And this is where all of our critiques are coming from. But it's like it's not even that. I saw the orc that clearly didn't have choreography for a fight, like in the middle of watching this, and a lot of these questions came up as I was watching this. I was like, wait, why is this happening?
I have to go through frame by frame to make sure I didn't forget any of the things that I saw in the moment. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, these are not things that we're bringing up as we're reviewing it frame by frame. Like, these are things that we noticed as we've been watching it. And
now I'm trying to find the corresponding frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, I just don't... Is it like... I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Are we being obtuse on purpose because we want to like something, right? I completely understand being forgiving of a show that you like, right? Because I do the same thing. There are plot holes there's lots of plot holes in the original Star Wars that we make fun of them too, right? We make fun of it's ridiculous that it's a tiny little hole that can blow up the whole Death Star. We've made fun of it for years. We still love the movies because the movies are quality, right? Even if I loved these movies to the same level, like it's so stupid. I would be embarrassed to admit that I liked the show.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I don't understand how people like it. Yet I have friends in other circles that, at least for season 1, they were like, "Yeah, this was great. It was so fun." I'm like, "Yeah, but
did you watch it though?" Like,
yeah, I went to
what show were you watching?
I went to my friend's party to watch. We had a watch party. We watched the season finale of episode 1, and they ate it up. I was like, "Yeah, I don't get it. Do not get it."
Yeah, and I understand people not knowing about the lore, right? There's a comment that's lagging.
Yeah,
from Wyland, but throw all of the lore out the window. It's still garbage.
Yeah,
like we didn't complain about the lore. We complained about the assassination of Celebrimbor's character. That's the only point of lore we've mentioned this entire episode, and it's full of stupidity. It's full of internal inconsistency with stuff that the show has established that it's contradicting itself.
And just general tactics of battle.
And common sense. Like, if you put in a nail... If I put a nail into the wall right here, and then I pull on it really fast... It's not going to pull the wall down. It's going to pull the nail out.
The question I posed at the end of that last video I made, where I was like, "Hey, if you're somebody who disagrees, like overwhelmingly, it's like I want to know your argument." Yeah. I don't know anybody. Even granted, obviously my videos haven't gotten very far, so I probably couldn't get the reach I wanted to, but I genuinely want to know like the same reasoning, because it's like how do you look at these things and say they are good unequivocally? Like what is your barometer for quality, right? Like how do you view the original 3 movies by Jackson?
Yeah.
Right? Like, are they good? Are they bad? And why?
Yeah.
Like, I really want to know, because if you're going to say that this, let's say, let's just take it to the hypothetical extreme. Let's say there are people who think this is genuinely better than Jackson's trilogy. Why?
Yep.
Acting, costumes, storytelling, like, where is it? And like, what are the reasons? Because the
Diversity.
majority of the time, you know, it's going to be something terrible, like
Yep.
a half-assed reason. They just like, I just like it, whatever.
Yep.
We already hit this one, right? It was a platonic kiss. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
He's got Elrond, this version of Elrond, as his avatar.
Look, it's not. I agree. Okay, it was absolutely a platonic kiss. Okay, I'm just upset that these people get away with it, and my wife didn't believe me. Okay.
I mean, in the way that she kissed him back, I would say that there's probably a little bit more there, but that's just me.
If you guys could tell my wife that kiss was platonic, would really help me out. That's all
I
I'm saying.
still think she's waiting to bang that forehead.
This is the best episode so far.
See, this is what I'm talking about. What are the reasons?
The Charlie Vickers wasn't even. Oh, he was barely in the episode as Anatar. His wig was less crappy looking. Not great, but better.
So this person genuinely thinks that
Looked exactly the
this
same.
guy is a good actor. Okay, that's at least one attempt at a reason.
Celebrimbor,
Yeah.
the actor's fantastic. I hate what they're giving him, but he's doing a great job. Sure.
All right.
Yeah, this was definitely the episode where you see a lot of emotion and
The scenes where he
powerful
wakes up to
character.
the illusion. Okay, the scenes where he wakes up to the illusion that we established at the end of the last episode. So it's not like this has been happening for a long time. He realizes he's in the Matrix off screen. What are you talking about?
Well, no, this one he talks about the rat and all of that stuff, right? Like the comment I made where he walk out and then he turns
wouldn't it
around
be
and
better?
he's
Wouldn't
destroyed.
wouldn't it be more interesting for Celebrimbor to realize he's being tricked by Sauron than he doesn't even do that. He realizes he's in a time loop. But Sauron has to come out and say, "Yeah, it's because I'm Sauron, baby."
It's true.
Like he's not even smart.
Yeah. He doesn't
I
confront
hate
him. He
that.
says, Who
the
are you?
whole reason this illusion falls apart is because he recognizes it's a GIF.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
It's not a
what-
gift, it's a GIF.
Elrond was awful in this episode.
Gifatar.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Anatar, Lord of GIFs.
I love that. Oh, that's so good.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That was better than my one child policy joke.
That's oh gosh, that was so perfect.
God, I hate this fucking show.
They're praising the cause of doom stuff that doesn't make any sense. Great, sure.
Yeah, let's praise the dwarves who are terrified of bats.
One of the best recastings. They're praising halting the cavalry charge. The stupidest thing in this episode. No. Now for some quibbles. Okay. Celebrimbor's good.
Yeah.
Lore breaking nonsense. Okay. This is
So-
kind of a base take, but
It is. This is the one I sent you, right?
yeah.
So he spends the rest of the article complaining about how it's not accurate to Tolkien.
Okay, but even the good things he listed aren't good.
Right. I agree.
we got-
he
we got
listed.
So
Okay,
he-
acting. Like,
Yeah.
He's basically saying this is the best episode in the show,
And it's still
but
not
it's
good.
not great. Yeah.
Good.
That's ultimately how he lands on it.
I disagree with this.
I agree.
I agree with the acting.
Yeah,
And,
like I said, that's the only thing they did good. Celebrimbor is good. His descent into madness was done good, but it's not accurate.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out of place. Completely out of place.
Even though
Writing's
he played it
uneven.
up ahead.
Always has been. Erondir showing up out of nowhere.
I got issues with it because the dude's been hiking this whole time.
Yeah.
What does it bring up the
CGI face?
CGI there?
A little bit.
Does he? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't met. Oh yeah, did some reshoots and got the lighting wrong.
It's not the lighting though. His face is completely fake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even though the new actor for Adar has a wider, like more squared out jaw than the previous guy, it's like they rounded this one's cheeks a bit more to hide whoever the actor is underneath, which tells me it's not. It's probably not even the same actor from last season. This is probably a stand-in to get the shot done, and then they CGI'd it in post to make it the same later when they settled on a new actor. I bet that's what it is.
Here's where I diverge though. You're exploring Middle Earth. You're doing a Tolkien adaptation. It does have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Some of the lines can be cheesy, maybe.
Yeah.
The battles don't have to be as good as Helm's Deep. No, they need to be better. This show cost $1 billion.
With technology that's 20 more years advanced.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like there is
the battles need to blow Helm's Deep out of the water.
Yep. Exactly.
Was there anything else?
That was basically it.
It's a good article. It's just too much to read. Celebrimbor's farewell to Galadriel on the Rings of Power captures the best of Tolkien.
Oh, you mean the discount Samwise, end of Two Towers speech?
Yep.
Because that's all it was. It was the same energy.
Yeah. The same words.
Hold on. That picture.
Yep.
That's the light that Galadriel hands Frodo. This shot is from a movie from 99 or is it 2001? I think it's 2001.
Fellowship?
Yeah. And that looks so much better. The bloom effects are just right to illuminate, to emphasize the light and nothing else.
It's a little bit blurred. It's all blurred out, so you're focusing on the whatever it is.
Yep. Shallow depth of field.
It looks great.
It was 2001. Yeah, it was Fellowship.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, then you look at that CGI face of Adar, and you're like, how did we get here?
23 years of advancements in.
Have a good night, alcoholic.
In CGI.
Don't drink too much.
Have a good night. Don't make it a great night. Don't make it too good, Mr. Alcoholic. Waylon's stepping away too. Yeah, good night. Thanks for tuning in. Super fun.
Yeah, we're almost done here.
Yeah. It's almost 25 years of scientific advancement, and we're getting shots like this.
It's just, man, I just don't get it. How can you be so bad at what you do with all of this money? Like,
no, it's
$1
better.
billion, and you couldn't make something that outperforms Jackson's trilogy. It's just wild to me.
You big dummy. It's better than Jackson's trilogy. The Rings of Power, Celebrimbor restores the original point of Amazon's Lord of the Rings prequel. What?
What do you mean restores the point?
It's I think it's saying it's getting back on track with the making of the rings because season 1 really wasn't about that until the last episode.
Oh. Okay. And it, again, happens off screen?
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, I don't want to read this one. I feel like the Rings of Power has put Hermione Granger into Lord of the Rings. You sent this to me. What is this?
Oh,
yeah. It's comparing both Galadriel and whatever the hell her name is to Hermione Granger.
What is it, Abelio? Abelio knows all the names. Aaren?
Yeah,
Hey, Yarn, there you go. Yep.
Why do you know these
Isildur's
things?
sister.
Yeah, it's just
She's Hermione because she looks like her?
no, because she's stuck up and she knows better, and she's
Right, but she's...
smug,
But
and-
Hermione,
next Tuesday,
but
is
Hermione
what she is.
wasn't blatantly evil.
exactly. Yep. And that, yeah,
She's becoming very hard to like in season 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the point.
Hermione was hard to like for like 10 minutes.
right.
And
Yeah.
then you liked her because she's cool.
Yep.
I don't care.
Dumb,
Anyway.
dumb article. Dumb.
And I hate that even after we're done with this, because this is the last week of Rings of Power, I
Mhm.
hate that we still have to go through this crap again this December with the Ride of the War of the Rohirrim.
I don't want to watch that, man.
And I
saw
hate
that.
that everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Jackson's attached. It's going to be good." It's like he made The Hobbit.
Yeah.
What? Like, just because
Yeah.
he made Lord of the
I mean-
Rings doesn't mean he's good.
He's
It
not.
could be
he's
good,
not. He's barely attached, though.
Right.
Did you see the trailer? It's Girl Boss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the whole
because she's an
It's not gonna be good.
She's
They
the
chose-
unnamed daughter of Hammerhand.
I watched the interview. Is that like, well, we chose to make the whole story about this unnamed character because that sounded really interesting. There's a lot we could do with that. Or how about make the story about the story
What
instead
is
of the War of the Rohirrim?
It's an animated.
There's a
Cool.
Japanese
There's a-
animation of
Yeah.
the War of the Rohirrim where
There's an awesome,
Hammerhand,
awesome story that they could be using.
Yeah.
And they chose to instead of that, they're making the entire story about the guy's daughter who isn't even named in the books.
there's a old king of Rohan named Hammerhand, but he gets the name because he gets into a fight when there's a refusal for a marriage, and in the fight he takes a bunch of hits, and the dude literally one punches the guy and just kills the other king, and a war starts between the Rohirrim, the people of Rohan. But now they're shifting the entire story to focus on the daughter, who has no name in the novels. And it's just going to be more girl boss, but in anime. And everybody's like, "Oh, but she's got ballistics on her chest. That's why we like her." And it's like, no, like it's just more Galadriel crap.
Yeah, that's right. I did see that. Yeah.
But this season it was great because they made sure you could actually see the night scenes. I'll give them this.
So-
This episode is the best they've ever done,
Yeah.
and it was still not good lighting.
Yep. And it was inconsistent, and it was a lot of day for night shots, like I've talked about before.
Right. But granted, they did there were some night scenes where you could actually see what's going on because there was a bunch of fire, and
I'll
they did that well.
disagree.
But better than what has been going on this whole season,
Right.
where you can't see anything ever.
And that's
This episode was lit better.
right. And that's what this article is talking about. The director.
Well, they're
specifically
comparing it.
of-
They're comparing it to the Long Night specifically.
If they're talking about arguing night episodes, maybe. But
Right. This is what
overall-
they're comparing it to.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's not good. If they're talking about night scenes in Rings of Power, then maybe it's one of the better, but I wouldn't say it's the best lighting. Episode, what is it, 1 or 2, when they turn the lights back on in Linden, like that was by far the best lighting.
Yeah. But yeah, it was still it was better than they've been doing, but
it's
it was
still
still
dark,
really
yeah.
bad.
Right.
They don't understand lighting in the show. It's pathetic. Anyway, that's it. That's the whole thing.
Well, nope, that's not it. We have to talk about the orc death metal in the outro.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
I forgot
that?
because
I
it was
forgot.
muted. I forgot because it was muted.
Don't you
Oh
love
my-
I laughed so freaking hard when the orc.
I
death
started
metal band started.
shaking. I literally was like, what is going on?
I thought this was the end of Blade.
Right,
Honestly, it's a good song.
right.
Why
Not-
in the hell is it in Lord of the Rings?
Yep. There was another outro song earlier that was
There was like a
way out of
pop
place,
song.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was, but yeah.
It was a couple episodes ago. There was a pop
So
song in the outro.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Anyway, can't wait.
That's
for
that's
the,
what that's why
finale.
I started doing the musical bits in my video, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be my lover, you got to make rings for men.
Yeah, that's good. Oh man, yeah, this episode killed me.
Well, one more.
Do you think we're gonna go back and see the Harfoots and
Yes.
the dwarves and the
Well, yeah,
Balrog
we're obviously going to.
and Numenor, or are they gonna leave it for next season? Because we were told 3 episode battle, right? It's been 1 episode.
No, it's been
Well,
10,
it
it's been
started
10 minutes
an episode
of this
ago.
episode. David.
Yeah.
They were gonna start the battle, and then we're not gonna we're gonna talk for a bit.
Yeah.
We should all make a bingo chart for predictions for this finale.
I'm telling you, I'm 100% right
Good.
that they're gonna do that Farazan is gonna do a body swap to get married to Tarmiriel.
Is that gonna happen in this finale
season?
episode?
I mean, what has it been
I don't-
building to, right? Like, they have to.
There's just so much crap to follow up on this.
There's
episode.
nothing else that they could do in Numenor for a finale that would be interesting. That's going to be like the stinger.
But
It's
let's also try to make these predictions something that isn't obvious.
right.
Like Celeborn being Adar, right? Like that's a prediction that
Right.
would go on the square, right?
I think that's a season 3 thing, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
And the free square in the center.
He's not going to be revealed as Celeborn this season. That's later. I think. Well, Adar's absolutely going to get betrayed by the orcs, and they're gonna go back to Sauron.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what they've been leading up with, bringing the whole army here and all that. Like,
We know at some point because because Galadriel saw it in her vision. This might not happen this season. That Sauron is going to change his face back to Halbrand. He has long. He's sexy Halbrand because he has long hair in the shots in her little dream.
And that's when he's fighting with the crown. or
No, the
whatever?
crown. He's in Adar form.
I don't remember.
No, she has a vision of him as sexy Halbrand. I know because it was all over Twitter. Okay. Or at least all over my corrupted Twitter feed because I did it to myself.
I might actually work on this bingo card and then I'll shoot it over to you.
That will be sweet. Yeah.
I'll just brainstorm a bunch of different ideas.
Well, Adar's going to wear the ring and get healed. Is that this season?
I don't think so. I think that's next
yeah. But he's got to
'Cause when
use
he
it
gets-
for
when he
something
gets
in the
healed-
finale.
Right, he has the ring, so he's gonna have to use it for something. Maybe they do reveal it. I don't know. There's a lot of crap we haven't touched at all with the hobbits and.
Well, okay, so yeah, Gandalf has to
Gandalf.
confront the evil wizard. He's got to be named, right? They're gonna say the name Gandalf this season for the
Ooh,
finale.
that's a good.
They
thing.
already said he was a big old grand elf after
Yes.
all. But
Yeah.
that's obvious. I wouldn't do that.
Who is the baddie sorcerer? What's that reveal?
It's Sauron. It's got to be, unless it's one of the 2 blue wizards.
Or,
I
yeah,
think it's Saruman.
If it's not Sauron, it's the other one that went to Rune.
which is ridiculous. 'Cause
One
Sauron-
of the blue wizards.
Oh,
went
right
to
now.
ruin.
I'll look up his name. I always forget because no one ever talks about the blue
'Cause-
wizards.
Because he
Yeah.
didn't tell us about it.
I think he's gonna be a blue wizard because that's something else they can draw from. It would be stupid to make him Saruman, which I wouldn't put it past him. But if they've seen the Hobbit movies, he's not on Sauron's side at that point in time, so he can't be Saruman. I don't know.
It's Polando, I think.
Hmm.
Let me look.
Do you think we'll come back to emo kid, whatever his name was?
I'm telling
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Theo is absolutely
Theo?
going to be a Nazgul.
What
Yeah.
on earth are they doing with Theo and Isildur this season?
Nothing.
It just kind
Is
of.
Arondir dead? I think.
Ooh, that's another good one.
Is he
Arondir?
actually dead, or does it get healed?
I think he's not. dead.
Valendir? Valendir?
I don't know.
The
Blue
black guy
Wizard?
in Numenor?
Sorry, what?
Oh,
what
I
are you
don't
saying?
know. No, he's dead. He got stabbed by the. He's
Yeah,
friend,
who's
right?
Arondir again?
Arondir is Blacklist.
Oh, Arondir. Gotcha. Yeah,
Arondir, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Black Alyssa will be fine.
I was trying to say it more, eubonically.
Yeah.
Oh, Don Lemonless.
Yeah, there you go. It's a great name. I just don't like hearing his name because I think of anytime I hear Don Lemon, my brain flashes to him rubbing his taint on a bartender.
Yeah.
Like that's
weird
so
how that
gr-
story
it's
disappeared.
So disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, Farazan will be the Witch King. Or the son of Farazan.
Yeah, Farazan's son becomes Witch King.
Um,
or at least a Nazgul.
right. Yeah, I think they will both be Nazguls, or either that or one of them's the mouth of Sauron. But
I'm
probably Nazgul.
almost willing to bet that Galadriel's going to hand over the 9.
No, why would she do that?
Are you kidding? Of course she's going to hand over the 9. There's no way it doesn't happen.
No,
He'll do something like, if you don't give this to me, they're all dead,
right,
or some
right.
crap like
he
that.
will get them from her. I don't think she's just going to hand it to him.
I think she'll hand it over.
She's
He's
doing
gonna
something
get
with
him in
Sauron's mouth. So
Yeah.
No, it's probably going to be the reverse. It's going to be like, hey, I'm going to kill Elrond if you don't hand him over. And she's going to be like, okay, here you go.
Wow. Yeah, I could see them doing something stupid like that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
asleep.
I'm tired. I'm done.
Yeah, because they have to do something interesting in Numenor. I think it's got to be the wedding, right? There's
Yeah,
nothing else.
you're
There's nothing
probably
else.
right.
There's nowhere
Besides
else that
the
story
destruction
goes.
of Numenor, which it's not ready for yet.
Or maybe it's just a proposal, like, oh, it'll end with,
What-
"Will you marry me?" And then they do that next season. I don't know.
I bet that he just marries her. I don't think there's a... Because remember, her whole shtick right now is don't do anything.
You don't
Because
think
she's
there's
like, Farazan winning is the way to save Numenor or whatever. It's like, okay, well,
Give she changed your mind.
I bet she gets recognized as queen, and in order to retain his power, he marries her to unify them, and everything takes over.
I could see that happening too.
Yeah, you're wrong. It's body swap. She's gonna marry her Isildur's daddy. Why can't I remember his name?
Elendil.
Elendil. Yeah, she's gonna marry Elendil, and it's gonna be a body swap. She's gonna be tricked. It's 100%
Yeah,
gonna
they're
happen.
so close in the same physique. Yeah, like
I
seriously.
saw it. Like it was revealed to me by an angel. Okay,
Oh.
I was watching the
And
episode.
Maiar?
Like it was so clear. It was clear as day. I saw what they were setting up. It's gonna happen, dude.
Yeah, we'll see. If you are right, I don't know.
All right, so
Stupid.
I tossed in this one, and I highly doubt this is not going to work. But Glug, the orc that is hating Adar.
How do you know his name? They've never said it. How do you know everyone's names? I can't stay awake.
So either he's Celeborn or Adar is Celeborn. Dark Wizard is Sauron or Polando. Theo becomes a Nazgul. Farazan's son becomes a Nazgul. Galadriel hands over the 9. Glug betrays Adar. Is So
no, Sauron's going to give Galadriel the 9 inches. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, Adar will die. Do we want to just make that a general one?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think Adar dies. I think he gets betrayed and he slinks off.
Yep.
They don't know
Adar dies. Bonus points if you call who betrays him.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's gonna be the orc that they've been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you said his name was.
Does Celebrimbor die this season? Does he get put on a pike?
I don't
Or
know.
spear?
Do you
Yeah, I
think
feel like
they're
he's
gonna-
They're not going to kill Celebrimbor.
Well,
I think
he's
they could.
going to be
They-
he's going to be
he's
killed
done.
eventually.
he's outlived his usefulness. I think he said he's
Celebrimbor
gonna
doesn't die
stay.
until the actual war, like the last battle. with
And
the-
when
the
have they
Alliance.
cared? When have they cared about it?
Doesn't
That's true.
Celebrimbor die in the Siege of Eregion?
No. He dies in
later?
the final battle when they cut the ring off of Sauron, because it's Elendil and
No.
Elendil and Celebrimbor are the two who fight Sauron on the field of battle. They wound him. He reaches for
Dude,
Isildur,
Oh,
and
you're-
Isildur cuts.
You're
the
wrong
hand.
about that because
no,
they
that's
have
Gil-galad.
they have the video games which are
Oh,
That's-
wait.
aren't canon.
That's
I'm sorry. I'm thinking Gil-galad. I'm sorry. You're right.
Right.
You're
yeah.
right. No,
Celebrimbor dies
Celebrimbor
next
dies.
episode.
yeah. My bad.
He
Sorry.
gets turned into a pincushion and held up as a banner
100%.
by
Yeah,
the
my
by
bad.
the orcs.
My bad.
Okay, so here's the question though. He is going to die. Do you think they're going to turn him into a wraith to tie into the video games, or do you think he's just dead?
Oh, they don't care about the video
Think he'll
games.
become a Nazgul as punishment?
He's talking about he's talking about the
Shadow of War,
Shadow
Shadow
of
of
War.
Mordor games. He turns into
no,
a
they don't
wraith.
care about those.
Oh, I never
Yeah.
played those games. They weren't.
Those weren't lore accurate anyway.
No, but they're fun.
They're fun.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do that.
Okay, so Celebrimbor
Yeah,
dies.
we know best of nothing. The Balrog wasn't supposed to be awake for another 1,000 years too, but
No one's even supposed to know it's down there.
Well, when they were directly asked that question by friggin' what's his face, that late night talk show host who's an
Fallon?
absolute shield. No, not Fallon. other guy.
Glasses. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was the
vaccine.
he's the crazy
Colbert.
Stephen Colbert. He was an absolute Tolkien nerd. Like his guests would always bring Tolkien questions to try and stump him, and he knows a whole bunch of Tolkien, and he completely sold his soul for the show because he interviewed the cast and
yeah.
didn't ask them any of the important questions. Like he said,
Yep.
oh, people are concerned that the dwarven women don't have hair. Oh no, they're gonna have hair, and didn't follow up at all because we've seen the stills from the show and they don't. Right, and then he asked, people are concerned that you're going to be moving events from the third age into the second age to condense time, like Balrogs aren't supposed to exist, and their answer was, Balrogs are sneaky.
Yeah. Good writing.
yeah. Going back to the hair though, because now we've seen more in season 2. They specifically said, "Oh no, the dwarves have hair. We painstakingly put each an individual hair in the dwarf women." Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear that the CGI, the sideburn peach fluff that sometimes is there is CGI. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not physically there. I
Yes,
think
we-
they went in after the fact and said, "Oh crap, they're supposed to have beards. Let's CGI some peach fuzz on here," and it's
Yes,
super
because-
inconsistent.
They are liars.
Right.
Yes.
But it's super inconsistent between different scenes. Sometimes you'll see the peach fuzz, and sometimes it's, even though there's backlit there, it's completely smooth. It's ridiculous.
Do you think they killed Disa?
I
Ooh.
hope so. I would love that.
Ooh. I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
like,
logical,
I don't
logical
think
thing.
they
I don't think
actually
they're gonna do it.
do, but the Durin line must continue. They already have kids.
Yeah. I
You
I
think they
would.
killed Durin?
I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
Durin the Third dies, Disa dies. Okay.
Yeah, Durin's gonna have to kill his own daddy.
Well, we know the king's gonna die. We know that.
What are they gonna even do with the Balrog though? Is he just gonna destroy Khazad Dûn
See,
way too early?
It'll probably be the way they finish it, where they just like show and be like, "Rah!"
The king hasn't even.
So they're gonna do
given-
the same thing that they did last season?
They're gonna they're just gonna tease the Balrog for a second season in a row.
I called it. I called it.
Okay, so blue rog balls.
Yeah, but the other thing too is the king hasn't distributed the other 7 rings.
Yeah, the rings.
He
Yeah,
has
there's-
one, and it's shown that he has the rest in the pedestal. He hasn't given them to the other dwarves, and now everybody all of a sudden knows that all the rings are bad and it's corrupting the king. So how the hell is he going to give the other rings out to the other dwarves?
Yeah,
And why would they trust him again? It
the
doesn't
super
make any
fans
sense.
didn't even watch the TV show.
Yeah.
Yep, that was a infamous issue.
And one of them had been used twice to shill for a different show. They're like, oh, they're just actors. They were paid actors.
Remember when that one guy was taking a piss in the first
Yes.
live like they're walking into the set.
It was the premiere. Yes.
Yeah, and the dude's on the side taking a piss against the wall, and then
Yeah.
they later edited him out.
I remember that.
Wow. All right. Well, I gotta go.
I'm dying. I'm falling asleep.
I will continue to work on this list.
Okay. Well, we can.
Yeah,
They can text me their predictions, and I'll send them to you.
Yeah, sure.
Turin's gotta kill his daddy. Such a ball tease. There you go. That's a good one. Mark Clark's here. When did
Hey,
you-
Mark.
Yeah, it's feeling better.
Now that we're tuning out, you'll be able to watch the VOD. Yeah, I hope your head's better, man. Yeah, anything else to say? I'm gonna go maybe fall asleep, maybe watch the Penguin. It's too good.
Oh,
I'm
you for having
so
me, as
excited
usual.
for the Penguin.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'll always love talking to you. So even when this is over, you can come back anytime.
Yeah,
if you
sure.
ever want to talk about bad TV or good TV,
or good TV if it shows up.
if it shows up.
Apple
Yeah.
TV.
I've been watching.
He has been
ton
really good.
of
I have
shows.
been skeptical. I do not like Apple as a company. I
think
have
they're
been
terrible.
Very impressed with their shows.
I can't respect anyone who owns an iPhone, but I'm enjoying Apple TV.
Yeah, you can't respect anyone. Okay, all right. That makes a lot of sense now.
I'm just saying, like the typical iPhone owner also votes Democrat. So it's there's a correlation between somehow being conned into paying $3,000 for a new phone every year.
Okay. We can't get into this because there are too many counter arguments that I could make
No.
that would shut yours down.
I took
Let's just go ahead and end this.
I took
before we spend
one
another
web
hour and a
develop.
half.
I took one web development class in high school and instantly knew I will never use an Apple device for the rest of my life.
Yep. And it's not just an issue of being familiar with Windows or Linux or whatever. I worked at a company that had exclusive Mac, so I am familiar with how they operate. I cannot stand them. Anyway. All right, bye. Good night.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Mark.
My kid just woke up. I got to go take care of it.
I'm sorry that you have one of
Yeah.
those things.
My respect for you went down just a little bit.
That's right. You and me, man. You and me.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.
You too.
And now it is time to say goodbye.
We had a great conversation.
It's been fun. But all good things must come to an end, and the goodest ending I can think of is...
Right now, this moment, this night.
So I guess we just say goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day. But come back next week for more outrageous bloopers.
This is the end.
Well, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's true, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and you can join us along for the ride. And if you pay me, I'll try to be more entertaining, so please consider joining.